Wait a second.
He's got an Owen Wilson nose.
No, what's the song from? It's with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. It's Bradley Cooper.
In the Shallows.
Yeah. In the Shallows. That's Bradley Cooper with a bad nose.
Now, Rodney Plathie, who works at Sunshine Puppies in Clearwater, he worked. I'm going to put. I don't know if this is past tense.
You know who that is?
Who?
That's young Dale Earnhardt Sr. with a bad nose.
That is. There's some Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Johnny Manziel. Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Johnny Manziel had a baby.
Everything but the nose is Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Yeah, Dale Sr. definitely in the eyes. Now, he was outside the business early Friday morning when, quote, multiple juveniles rode by on bicycles. At the time, Plathie, a registered sex offender, was, quote, wearing a puppy suit costume, according to cops. Yeah. Business is adjacent to a busy roadway, and the costume worker, a la a sign spinner, serves to attract the attention of passing motorists. Now, investigators allege that Plathie, who had previously tangled with young riders, quote, waved the juveniles over to him. Plathie was joined outside by the puppy store proprietor. As the owner was addressing the group, one of the juveniles sought to ride away. As the owner grabbed the bike's handlebars to prevent a collision with himself, Plathie, quote, approached the victim from behind and placed him in a chokehold. Now, the male victim, whose age is not listed in court records, told police he was, quote, unable to breathe for a brief period of time until the defendant released him seconds later. That's when officers were contacted.
I mean,
he's been in prison 6 years before in 2013 for sexual battery case.
Yeah, so much in this story.
Yeah. I'm sad that he looks like the Intimidator, Dale Earnhardt Sr.
I'd have thought better of Dale. Somebody said they said you got some Sean Penn in too in the chat room. A little Sean Penn in there.
Yeah, they're saying like Dan Orlovsky's having a bad day, and then a little young Sean Penn.
Yeah,
it's Dan's hair.
I can't not see Dale Earnhardt Sr.
I know the eyes especially are Dale
and
Sr.
a little bit of in the shallow.
Shallow.
Okay, so I have, for the record, never done mushrooms.
Okay.
They're a pretty incredible experience. Have you guys ever done mushrooms?
Good admission. I have never done one.
I will not comment.
Okay, so Jim has.
So 4 hikers reported.
No, you're okay. You're not commenting.
Reported being lost.
Jim can't confirm nor deny it.
That's right.
Yeah, I do not remember it.
Well, this story will back that up. 4 hikers reported being lost in the Slide Mountain wilderness of the Catskill Mountains around 5 p.m. on August 29th. According to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, they released this in a paper last week. Now, the hiker who called for help said the group had taken psychedelic mushrooms and that one was suffering from, quote, a debilitating high. Officials said
they're not psychedelic, by the way. It's just a side item.
Another hiker was hallucinating a bridge that did not exist.
I'm going across this one.
Never good.
This dude is struggling. Look at him. Russell Martin, a forest ranger who helped in the rescue, quote, I'm not an expert in mushrooms, but these gentlemen definitely rode highs and lows.
I'm no expert.
Now, the department did not provide the names of the hikers, but all 4 were in their mid-20s. According to Mr. Martin, they arrived in the Catskills on August 29th, had planned to spend Labor Day weekend in the area. Men got lost at the Giant Ledge Trail, popular hiking destination in the Catskills. Trail ranges from 1,100 to 2,600 feet in elevation with, quote, several sheer cliffs and drops.
You don't want to take the imaginary bridge at that point.
Now, the 3-mile loop is well marked, wildly popular, making it difficult to get lost, according to Mr. Martin. But the hikers left the trail after deciding they wanted to walk in a straight line towards their car through an area with boulders and steep terrain, according to Mr. Martin. Martin went on to say it would have been, quote, a great location to break a leg. Now, one of the hikers called for help after his friend became, quote, unable to walk, according to Mr. Martin. After 2 hours later, forest rangers and Twitter,
Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Jim Dunaway,
Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, coming up on the show, we will get to the reaction from Monday news conferences. Kalen, DeBoer, Hugh, Freeze, players talking today in those places as we get ready for another home weekend in T-Town and down at Auburn. Bama a heavy favorite against the Big Ten's Wisconsin Badgers. Auburn a big favorite against South Alabama out of the Sun Belt. South Alabama almost got him a little Tulane this past weekend, so a pretty good football team. We'll talk about some injuries and some sacks that are needed and other things coming out. There are a lot of college football news this morning involving some other big games in the SEC. And one coach who says he doesn't want to watch us poop, but if he did, we'd make facial expressions too. You'll have to hear that coming up on the show.
He doesn't want to watch what? Us poop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang in there.
All right.
Well, we start with the guy who was pooping all over the place for 3 quarters last night until the fourth quarter, and that was J.J. McCarthy. Man, I'm sitting there watching this game, and I'm like, boy, the Vikings are horrible. This guy's going to be a dud. And then the fourth quarter happened, and Minnesota wins the freaking football game.
Well, I'll tell you, Kevin O'Connell can coach, and he did say at halftime, I told JJ you're going to go out and win this game for us. That seemed unbelievable at halftime.
Yeah, I would not have told him that.
When it was 10-6 and Minnesota had 2 field goals, and that's all they were able to put on the board. But, man, he played so well in the fourth quarter, and there are just so many potentially. They're not there yet because Caleb Williams is one of those guys, potentially really, really, really good young quarterbacks. When they showed the graph of all the quarterbacks taken from last year, the sophomore quarterbacks in the first round, I mean, all of those guys might end up being franchise guys.
You know, I am the king of making a call too early on a game. Like I did it Sunday night. Did it on social media even for the whole world to see. Anybody that wanted to look. When it was a 15-point game, I'm like, Baltimore head and shoulders above anybody else I've seen all weekend.
I went to sleep.
I know. But, I mean, at the time, Baltimore was head and shoulders above anybody I'd seen all weekend. Obviously, the Bills come back and had something to say about that. Last night, sometime in the early third quarter, they showed Kevin O'Connell on the sidelines. I'm like, man, we talk about how this guy always has good quarterbacks. He is his match. I don't know if you get that out of J.J. McCarthy.
I thought the same thing, Brownie. Yeah. I'm sitting there watching it, while I'm losing at poker. Ace, king of spades, throwing him out there, getting beat. Yeah. And I'm sitting there on the big screen. I'm like, man, this Minnesota franchise, I never liked him. I don't know why. Do y'all have a team that is your least favorite to watch on television?
Yeah, not just that I hate like Buffalo.
Yeah,
but
I don't like. It's not like any reason to do with Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers or anything. I just never liked watching Viking games.
Jacksonville and Carolina, and they played each other this weekend. But those two teams I've just never liked watching them.
Yeah,
they're not real NFL teams to me.
That's weird because I always thought the Vikings. I thought it was kind of cool the novelty of one of 5 or 6 teams in a dome when I was a kid.
Yeah,
and then I love their new stadium. I mean, I'm telling you, it's the best NFL atmosphere I've ever been to.
I don't know what it is.
I don't hate the Vikings like you.
Never liked the Vikings.
Yeah. They're one of my teams, by the way. Drafted them late this year.
Never liked watching them. Never anything. Back to when I was a kid. They played outdoors when I was a kid. Just never liked them.
The old Bud Grant days.
Yeah. And hated the Hefty Bag, that stadium, the Metrodome. Isn't that what it was called?
Well, it was a much better football stadium than baseball stadium.
Yeah, but hated it.
Those are some fun twin teams, though.
Oh, they were. Yeah. Boy, and that was a fun Vikings team that the Falcons beat in the NFC Championship.
Yep.
Weren't they 15-1 in the regular season that year?
Yeah,
and the Falcons beat them in the NFC Championship when Anderson missed the only field goal he missed all year.
So I'm sitting watching them, and I was like, thank God they've got this J.J. McCarthy kid. And
they're going to suck now.
And it dawned on me as he was struggling, Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver, and we were having the discussion at the table. Man, if you've got him in fantasy, I mean, he is now stuck with this quarterback. But I kept watching him on the sidelines and how encouraging this guy was to J.J. McCarthy, and it dawned on me. I was like, man, this guy's pretty cool dude. I mean, he's sitting there. He's not over there yelling at him.
I think he's seen things though, because when he scored that final touchdown to put it away to go up 10, Justin Jefferson was the guy that was really embracing him, and you heard him. You're my MFer.
Yeah, and I just watching him when he was struggling. I was like, this guy's not your typical wide receiver who is pressuring this young kid to do something he can't do. And I was like, that's pretty encouraging. I'm sorry he's going to suck for the next few years until he gets out of Minnesota and stuck with this kid. But I like the way he's trying to lift him
like
up.
his attitude.
Well, I think it was a
And then they
couple of
win the
things.
game.
I think it was Justin Jefferson knows how good of an offensive mind Kevin O'Connell is. He knows Jordan Addison's going to be back in 3 more games, so he's going to have his number 2 to the number 1. They're going to have to figure out Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones and if they're going to be able to run the football. But I think, Jefferson's like, man, this is this kid's first start on the road under the lights on Monday night. There is a ton of pressure. I mean, let's not forget, J.J. McCarthy played no football last year.
That's
So
right.
I think they've seen the upside of this kid, and I think we finally got to see it in the fourth quarter. And whether it comes together for 17 games, we shall see. But the job Kevin O'Connell did last year with Sam Darnold was amazing.
By the way, Justin Jefferson plays iced out too. That dude.
It's like Mr. T. There's nobody that wears more
I've never
more
seen anything
jewelry
like
than
it.
anybody.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it.
You tell me how, like, I'm at the Pitts had on gold cleats
And for the Falcons?
for the Falcons
Kyle
in a
Pitts.
blackout uniform.
Yeah.
And with a red sleeve and then gold cleats, but you got to have your socks exactly right in the NFL.
Yeah, it's wild.
How can I
like-
wear jewelry?
I
But I
know.
got to have my socks
And
right.
like Caleb Williams is just wearing a random T-shirt under his shoulder pads. I mean, it is weird.
I mean, the strictest of rules, but some of these things they get away with, I don't understand it. But for
Well,
them
who
to
was the
win
kid
game,
that lost his dad in the end zone? Remember, he was wearing him around his neck. It was a Green Bay running back.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Was it
Yeah.
Aaron Jones?
It might have been.
I think it was Aaron Jones.
Playing in that game last
Yep.
night.
And remember, the necklace got ripped off in the
Yep.
end zone, and his
Yep.
dad just went everywhere, and I guess he dug him up somehow. I don't know.
Krusty says J.J. McCarthy is Baker Mayfield light.
Oh man, Baker
that a
Mayfield.
comparison?
Baker Mayfield. I mean, you talk about not wanting to give up on somebody.
Oh, but it took a while.
Yeah, Baker
Yeah.
Mayfield is the guy. Some of the throws he made on Sunday, and that's a guy who
Dude, that touchdown pass he made at the end of Sunday was a laser.
Both of them were amazing.
Yeah.
Is this his 3rd or 4th chance? He's getting a 3rd or 4th chance.
Oh, Baker? Yeah.
Well, when when you play for the Browns, you play for the Jets. I mean, there's certain organizations that just it's going to be really difficult to make it work. I think J.J. McCarthy's that kind of talent.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's got some Baker Mayfield in him.
But it was 17-6. And listen, the Bears had done nothing offensively. Their touchdown was a pick six that J.J. threw rag-armed out into the flat, got picked the other way for a touchdown. So it did not look like it was going to be an offensive explosion. McCarthy just ends up 13 of 20, 143, 2 touchdowns, but he ran one in. That one he ran in, blocking out there by the receivers.
Such a good play call.
Yeah.
O'Connell can call plays.
Well, and O'Connell knows that he's got your ex-coach, Brian Flores, running that defense. And,
It's fantastic.
That defense is going to be really, really good
they're tough.
again this year. And I thought Caleb Williams was okay. I mean, that first throw to Odunze on the sideline, that missile when he was going out of bounds.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Caleb's going to be good. It's going to take a little while for him, and you've heard Orlowski say this, him and Ben Johnson to mesh, but I think both of those quarterbacks have a ton of potential.
All right, so that's Monday Night Football last night. We'll crank it back up on Thursday with Thursday Night Football in the NFL. We'll get to some overreactions after Week 1 later in the show. I do want to point out that former Auburn star Tank Bigsby traded from Jacksonville last night, the Jaguars, to the Eagles, where he'll be the backup to Saquon Barkley. So Tank Bigsby is now Saquon's backup in Philadelphia. They give to Jacksonville a 5th and a 6th-round pick in next year's draft. Bigsby's a guy that'll fit right into what they're trying to do, and not sitting on their roster, not sitting on their Super Bowl champion. Philadelphia is still making moves. I think they've had 5 moves in the last month.
Well, I think Liam Cohen was trying to figure out who his go-to. He wants a go-to back. And, Bigsby has been in the mix the last couple of years, but Etienne was really good against Carolina. I think he had a $130 and a touchdown. And so I guess they feel like this is going to be our bell cow, and we can get a little capital by giving up Tank Bigsby. And at the same time, if you're an Eagles fan, you know that Saquon Barkley, as good as he was last year, he is
always gotten
very,
hurt.
very injury prone.
Yeah, that was the one year he didn't get hurt was last year. But, boy, if you're Bigsby, do you feel like you kind of hit the lottery there?
Yeah, absolutely. Out of Jacksonville into a football-loving Philadelphia town?
I go to a Super Bowl contender overnight.
Yeah, absolutely.
That plays a style that I could really look good in as a running back. I mean, they're a physical run team.
We'll jump into college football, but speaking of looking good, our friends at Johnston RV Center They'll make you look good as you get out to enjoy this fall weather that's about to come our way.
Man,
it's going to be 98 soon.
Well, we're fake fall right now.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
I feel great this morning.
It did. We'll get to real fall at some point. You can go see American and RV from Johnston RV Center. Now's a great time to buy at Johnston RV because they've got the September end zone RV clearance. That means Cherokee travel trailers starting at just $139 a month with no money down. Prices marked down on almost 100 2025 models to make room for the 2026s. Great selection of travel trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers to get you camping this fall. And don't forget, interest rates are coming down. Banks are offering great financing terms right now. You've always got that RV warranty forever that covers you on anything new for a lifetime or qualifying pre-owned. I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, and always online, johnstonrvcenter.com.
Hey, our friends at the Pants Store, they're your game day headquarters. And let's start with the ladies for a change, okay?
Hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies. You want those white sneakers for game day this Saturday at Jordan Hare, at Bryant Denny, the platforms that make you look, those legs look spotless, right? Perfect. Fall boots.
Was that a chef's kiss?
Yeah, that was. Need a romper, perfect dress. You get it at the Pants Store. They got you covered. Pants Store has a ton of clear purses to get you through security as well. Free alterations, free gift wrapping. Huntsville and Tuscaloosa and Auburn and all over the Birmingham area. The Pants Store, pantstore.com. And guys, you know, you need a good hat. You need the polos. You need the quarter zips. You get all that right there. Brand names, Horn Legend, Cutter and Buck, Antigua, Gentile, War Eagle, Roll Tide. It's the Pants Store. Anywhere in the world, pantstore.com, pantstore.com. Let's go to cut 14. So if you're watching the broadcast and then on social media, Arch Manning throws a pass against San Jose State. And he's grimacing. I mean, you can see it in his face, grimacing as he throws. And there's one thing about Twitter and Instagram and TikTok is that there are a lot of people that think they're doctors on social media. They think they're, first of all, they're the world's police. They're okay to police everybody. They think they've got the answer to everybody. They're quick to cancel, but everybody thinks they're a doctor too. And so all of a sudden, does that look normal? Arch Manning's got a shoulder problem. He's got an elbow. Something's wrong with Arch Manning. Something is wrong. Just look at his face when he's throwing. Just look at his face.
It is. I mean, I've seen the video. It's a contorted face.
Yeah, something's wrong with Arch Manning. That's why he didn't throw the ball down the field against Ohio State. That's why he's throwing it to the ground. Something's wrong with his arm. I don't know if I'm not a doctor. I used to play doctor occasionally, but I'm not a doctor. Steve Sarkisian has doctors around him. In fact, they're sponsored by St. David's there, healthcare in Austin. So Sark gets asked about the grimacing face of Arch Manning, and we get this unbelievable quote yesterday.
Arch Manning seemed to be having some throwing pains by the
According to
fourth quarter.
who?
Arch?
Arch said that to you?
No.
Oh, according to who?
It just looked like he was.
He doesn't have any.
Is there an explanation to why it looked like that?
I don't know. I've never filmed any of you guys when you're using the bathroom, so I don't know what faces you make when you're doing that.
That's such a weird comment.
Yeah, such a weird comment.
What does that mean?
And why did he get so aggressive?
Well, he got normally. I mean,
He was waiting for that question.
He was. And what normally happens when I ask you, Jim, did you take my Diet Coke out of the fridge in there? And if you get super defensive, like, why would I take your Diet Coke? What does that normally say? Jim took the Diet Coke.
Guilty.
Yeah, guilty. Yeah. I mean, normally, like, when you ask somebody a question, they get super defensive immediately.
Yeah, and for him to sit
Brown, it was the last Diet Coke, and I really did take it on Friday. I didn't know it was a big deal.
It was a total example. I was not being
Why don't you go into this presser and just and throw it out there early? I mean, he was sitting on it, so he knew it was going to be a topic of discussion. Yeah. So why not say, hey, I know you guys are going to come to me and ask me what's wrong with Arch. He is 100%. There is nothing wrong with it.
I mean, is he saying that Arch pooped his pants when he was throwing?
It was just a weird analogy.
I'm going to start paying you $5 to say shit instead of poop. The poop thing
I'm just saying.
I'm crapped his pants.
This is what everyone was saying on the. This is what everyone was saying on the internet. They were using the poop emoji and saying poop, but play it again. I mean, he's basically saying that because it happened. It's happened to me on the golf course before that you're just battling it.
Then, yeah.
A little.
Yeah, but Bobby Hurley ran off Final Four on the court. He had the runs. I mean, look, you got to go.
Lamar Jackson.
I mean, it was San Jose State.
But I'm saying if you're throwing and you're sort of holding back a little, maybe you ate too many
Enchiladas.
burritos
So you're
last
saying
night?
like it was a short in the middle of the throw.
Yeah. Okay, so is this the I've seen the video, so this is the still shot?
No, Brown, this is the Daniel A. Moore. The poop. This is the poop. He painted this one.
You steal my Diet Coke again.
No, it really is almost like a ghost is hitting him in the ribs.
I mean, he definitely grimaces, but it could be like a, boy, that was a bad throw grimace.
But you guys have sharded, right?
I have,
Yeah,
yes. I think every man's done
that
that.
could be
But
it.
I think you're reading way too much into this. I don't think that's why Sark goes there. I don't know why
You don't
Sark
think
goes
so?
there.
Sark
Play it again.
is upset, though.
Oh, I know.
He's
I know.
very irritable.
Play it again. I don't know why he goes. I've never filmed you guys while you're on using
It's
the
a
bathroom.
very weird
It's
thing to say, yes.
Yeah.
Arch Manning seemed to be having some throwing pains by the
According to
fourth
who?
quarter. Arch?
Arch said that to you?
No.
Oh, according to who?
It just looked like he was.
He doesn't have any.
Is there an explanation to why it looked like that?
I don't know. I've never filmed any of you guys when you're using the bathroom, so I don't know what faces you make when you're doing that.
I know what this is.
Yeah.
He is saying you guys are so unathletic. The most athletic thing I can imagine you guys doing is taking a shit. That's really what he was saying. Like, because I mean, what else would he say?
No, it never occurred to me until I listened to it after you did this whole setup, Dunaway, that if you just listen to this out of context, or if you just listen to it, I guess not knowing the story, it does sound like Steve Sarkisian is in a roundabout way saying, guys, he was having some intestinal discomfort.
That's right.
I never really considered that. When I first heard it, I thought he just used a super weird analogy, and it was the first thing that came to his mind. And why did you use that analogy? That's a weird one to use.
Yep.
But now that I've listened to it for a second time, I do wonder.
Yep. Yeah, I think he had to go into the tent afterwards and change his drawers.
His drawers?
Yeah.
So britches?
Yeah, so.
I mean, Arch could have fun. Hey, look, dude wipes. He
I
can get
know,
another
that's
endorsement.
right.
I mean,
They're
that's
throwing
all
money
the
around.
Mannings need is one more
That's
endorsement.
One more commercial for March.
They're throwing it around.
An NIL deal with Depends.
Oh, yeah. You can have that depends, too.
Dion's got that. Full signage at Colorado on his tent on the sidelines. Anyway, Arch Manning this weekend. Who's Texas have? UTEP.
Oh, they've got UTEP. Texas
Yeah.
gets to sleep for a little bit.
Yeah.
But Arch has not been great. I mean, aside from whether he's hurt or he crapped his pants, he has not been good.
Well, they get UTEP this week and Sam Houston State next week.
They've got time to get him right, but I don't know.
Before Brownie tells us about my bookie, do you have the updated upset alert standings? We'll do our upset alert coming at 10:30. Not a good week for me. Brooks has got to figure this out. Brooks, we're trying to pick a winner or somebody that covers. I know you're new. We did not.
Who did Brooks have? I know week one he got kicked in the junk. Who did he have last week?
Miami of Ohio, who also got kicked in the junk.
Yeah. When we formally introduced you, we did not probably explain the rules. We're trying to pick upset winners. These are teams that are upset alert.
Dunaway, don't coach him. I like a trend or an angle. One more of these, I'm going to start riding. I'm just going to fade Brooks. Yeah, just for easy winners.
Now, I would tell you, I picked Rice, and they were never close.
But
to
it was
that
a
game.
great logo.
Yeah, 35-9. But
Yeah.
it was something I could draw, and
Right.
you can't see anymore because I've washed my hands 3 times. I've drawn 4 logos this morning, and I'm on a team that sucks.
Classic over.
And as I was
Did I
making-
come in and do a flex on you, too?
Yeah, you did, because he ended up drawing the one I really wanted to draw, and
It's not great, but first take.
Oh, it's great. You'll get it later on. So I've got at least one cover. Not as bad as you, but I'm next as bad as you. Look at the latest standings. But we had some boys last week.
Look out.
Damn, Forster.
Yeah.
Forster's so good at this. I don't know
21
why.
and a half. I may play all year and not get 21 and a half.
You know who Forster had, right? You remember?
He had Big C, Little O, CKS,
That's correct.
Jacksonville State. So he got the 5 points plus their cover against Liberty. That was just the wrong team favored from the get-go. Brown also gets a winner.
Ring them bells. Ring them bells.
Mississippi State.
That's right. Hell dear old state.
LT just playing it consistent. 2 covers.
Uh-huh.
No outright wins, but he's 2-0 on the covers. I'm riding my week 1 success of sneaking one in with Toledo, and then Brooks 0. Not golf. We want high score, not low score.
Yeah, I mean, I picked against Rutgers last week. My wife's from New Jersey. All she's ever talked about is how terrible of a university that is. So maybe I should have.
Well, I mean, normally going against Rutgers is
Now, see, if I said that, Lance would have asked if I was having marital problems. But you and the wife are good.
Yeah, I look. I'm just
Y'all
getting
spend
to know
time
Brooks.
together, right?
They got young kids.
Yeah. So you're clapping back at her. I'm taking Miami of Ohio.
No, she hates Rutgers. So I was picking with my wife.
With
there.
his wife.
She says it's a crap university. So that's why she came south.
That's one of those cut out left on the cutting room floor part of the notebook where you actually pick a team that your girlfriend or interest hates. I see you. You're a romantic person. We'll do the upset alert coming up in about an hour and 10 minutes or so after Clay Travis, who's on the show with us at 10. My bookie brings us part of the show. You can try to pick some upsets this weekend. One thing is Georgia Tech's not in our upset window anymore.
No,
I saw
sir.
them. They're only a 3.5 point, but home underdog to Clemson. That may be wrong team favored there.
Oh, here we go.
This is how it starts for Clemson.
Yeah, boy. I'll tell you who's going to have a good week this week, Clemson and Georgia. Clemson minus 3.5 as they do travel to the Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech. That game in Atlanta. Bama, a 20.5 point favorite at home over Wisconsin. The Auburn Tigers, 25-point favorites, homecoming at Jordan-Hare as the University of South Alabama comes to town. Speaking of Georgia, they're a 3.5 point favorite at Tennessee. If you want to jump on some of that Georgia Bulldog action, you can play all those games at mybookie.ag. Code next round when you go to mybookie.ag. Code next round. Here's how that works. You sign up at mybookie.ag. You make your first bet after you've used code next round when you sign up, and they're going to give you that bet back guarantee. $500, up to $500. You make your first bet. You lose up to $500. They put it right back into your account. You can fire down again at mybookie.ag. That is code next round, mybookie.ag, code next round. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with mybookie.ag, code next round.
Okay, it was a little shaky at halftime. Didn't feel like the over was really in play last night. We ended up getting it. Got a second half resurgence of offense last night. So we had the 43.5, the over last night. So that runs our perfect NFL first week to 6-0. We also won last night in Major League Baseball, another winning night at Lance's Lock. It is always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, or cooling issues, your home or business, they are ready to serve you. 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
All right. Two claps for the coaches in the state of Louisiana. First, let's go John Sumrall, our buddy at Tulane. Darian Mensah was his quarterback at Tulane. He signed a big NIL deal, maybe the biggest to date, some say.
I think it's right there with what Mateer got. It's $2 million plus.
Maybe behind Arches.
And Bryce Underwood's. But I mean, it's top 10 deal.
For Duke football, it's remarkable.
Okay, we'll call it lucrative.
Lucrative.
Okay, as Pete Thamel calls it. Or excuse me, Ross Dellinger calls it lucrative. All right. So he goes to Duke. He leaves Tulane to go to Duke.
Uh-huh.
Duke is coming back to play Tulane this weekend. 7 o'clock ESPN2, where Tulane opened as a 2.5 point favorite against Duke, by the way, and the former quarterback Darian Mensah. Now, John Sumrall wasn't happy with Northwestern's coach on the Katrina remembrance. They wanted to wear the old uniforms. Northwestern said no. He called him out. So what do you think about Sumrall and Mensah coming back? You think he's firing up his team about this, take the money and run?
No.
Wrong. He's not.
No, come on.
John Sumrall in his news conference yesterday. I've left jobs for more money. The financials became so great. How does this guy say no to that?
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
Now, I probably would have maybe internally spun it. Hey, look, this guy thinks he's too good to be with you guys.
Well, he may be saying that behind. This is what he said.
But, I mean, Summerall's right. And, and he's kind of framing this because if things go the way he wants them to go this year, he might be taking a massive job in the offseason. So it is difficult for, you do respect that he would come out and say that.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of my pet peeves when college football coaches start bitching about the lack of loyalty for players in the transfer portal. I'm like, your profession is the very definition of lack of loyalty. There is no better definition of lack of loyalty than the college football coaching profession. These guys jump at big jobs all the time. I do not blame them, by the way. I'm not saying I blame them. I'm just saying look in the mirror before you start griping about the transfer portal. So I actually think it's refreshing to hear a coach say that. Like, look, how can I complain about the guy taking more money? I've done it myself.
I think Mensah is an extremely talented quarterback, but boy, he's got to protect the football. The 3 turnovers last week were awful.
Yep.
Put them in a situation where they ended up getting blown out. The game should have been a lot tighter than it was. He goes on the road against a really good Tulane team and doesn't have ball security. They got problems.
And Retzlaff has not been as good as I thought he would be. That's the other part of that is the trade-off is you go to Jake Retzlaff, and he has not been great in 2 games for Tulane.
And then there's Brian Kelly, the other coach, or the coach in Louisiana. I guess Summerall at Tulane may be the other coach in most people's mind. The LSU coach probably is a more high-profile job.
I'd say.
Brian Kelly at his news conference yesterday. I admire the guy who says, listen, I know the culture here. I understand the culture here. So let's get ready for Saturday night in Baton Rouge. Here's Brian Kelly.
We're in Tiger Stadium, and so we need to be Death Valley. We need to live up to our resume as the most difficult place to play in the country because it's SEC time. So you had your warm-up tailgates. You got your recipes down. You got how much you need for drinking. Now, let's go get it. Let's make Tiger Stadium what it has been built on, and that is an incredibly difficult place to play.
Yeah.
You got your drinking.
That was he's kind of an awkward guy.
Yeah, that was an awkward.
I mean, I don't think he has to tell LSU
I know,
fans.
that's what's crazy about this. It's a night game.
They know they're undefeated.
Yeah, undefeated with the party. Get that party, get that drinking right, and come on in, and let's go. Saturday night under the lights there for LSU with Florida coming to town. Wounded Florida, Walking Dead Billy Napier, according to some. It could be an interesting game. We'll talk upset alerts and a lot more coming up in an hour. But when we come back, what was said for Bama yesterday? Is there one stat you're not getting enough of? That's coming up. Some injury news for Auburn as they get ready to continue their homestand one more week against South Alabama. Speaking of getting ready with the tailgate, Auburn fans had a good time last week after their big win over Baylor, getting that win at home with their tailgate. They get to do that one more week before they hit the road for a couple. We'll set the table for Auburn and Bama on the other side. The show being brought to you by our friends at Weight of Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Listen, if you want to jumpstart some weight loss, you can do that at this website. It's a planforme.com, a planforme.com. You'll get Leslie and her board-certified team with a free consultation right here. She'll find out first what you want to do. Do you want to lose weight? Maybe you're suffering from like sleep apnea. And there's some diets actually can help you sleep through the night a little bit better. Some food management. They got a diet for that, diabetes, just anything really to help you sort of with your food, help make some things better in life. Blood pressure, cholesterol, you can work on all that at planforme.com. And you can do it a variety of different ways. You can do it with injection therapies. That's very popular. Meal replacements. I use these protein bars so that I don't have any bad snacking in between my meals, lunch and dinner. Had one for breakfast a few moments ago. Planforme.com. No contracts, no sign-up fees. The first consultation is free. It's Weight of Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to shannara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Never miss anything from The Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of The Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on The Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on The Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making The Next Round a big part of your day. Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
All right, back with you on The Next Round. Show number 1032. I didn't say it last year. I'm going to say it this year. When we were back together on Monday, we'll be a quarter of the way through the regular season.
Why?
Of college football.
Why did you decide to start that back?
It just flies by so quickly. Because we're at that point now where, I mean, pretty soon we're going to know what these teams are. We're overreacting. And later on, we'll do overreaction after week 1 of the NFL. But I want to, at some point, talk. We're just lazy in the media nowadays. We fired Kalen DeBoer week 1. We're firing Billy Napier week 2. We're firing these guys. I mean, that's all we talk about now is firing this guy, firing this guy. You can't fire everybody.
You want an SEC flex through 2 weeks?
Right now?
I mean, we can save it.
No, let's do it right now. This will be your SEC flex of the day, brought to you by our friends at Odie's. If you want to flex in your neighborhood bar, you do it at Odie's.
Odie's Tavern,
the
great
doors
place
are
to
open, and they show off the flex.
Tomorrow night, we will be at the original location in Crestline for Odie's Team Trivia. We do that every Wednesday night. Start up about 8 o'clock. Me and Brown and Will Haver get in a little early. Enjoy some great food from Rodney Davis. You can go to either location. The one we'll be at tomorrow night, Crestline, or Edgewood. Great food from Rodney Davis, award-winning wings, delicious burgers, great sandwiches like the Diablo sandwich, ice-cold beer buckets, full of the Bud Light. Stop in either location. Birmingham Institution is Odie's Tavern. So the SEC entering week 3 is 27-3 non-conference wins. Now people are going to jump out and say, whoa, how many are against Power 4?
How many are against? So that's 30 games?
Yep.
I would say 15 of them against Power 4.
I'm going to say it's 10, and they're 8-2.
10 is 8-2. Very good, Donald.
Wow, you saw this.
Now, the Big Ten is 31-5 in non-conference, but they're only 5-3 against Power 4.
That's only 8.
And I'm going to keep going down. Big 12, 24-8 non-conference, but they're only 5-6.
Oh.
in Power 4 games. And then the ACC. How about this? 22-10 non-conference, 3-9 against other Power 4s.
What was the Big Ten? Give me the Big Ten again.
31-5 and 5-3.
So the Big Ten in 36 out-of-conference games has only played 8 Power 5s?
Yep.
8 Power 4s, excuse me.
But they beat Texas.
They did. And you ran their schedule yesterday after the show, or after CLAT, not after the show.
Okay, what were the SECs? Obviously, Alabama to Florida State.
Yeah.
What was the second Power 4?
It was Ohio State over Texas.
Yeah, Texas. That's it.
Yeah. That was it.
Those aren't terrible losses. I mean, Alabama's is.
Well, I mean, we'll see with Florida State. I still think Florida State's an 8-4-ish team, but they destroyed a school that sounds made up in week 2, so they're 2-0.
All right, so let's show you the On3 Sports college football playoff bracket, the projection right now. Interesting. The Big Ten is still going to show up there, LT. But the first 4 out was what caught my attention down there. You got Auburn, you got Illinois, you got Utah, you got Texas Tech sort of lingering down there. That's because their Big 12 representative right now is Iowa State, but with no love as the 11 seed. South Florida is the 12 seed. The 4 byes, again, it doesn't have to be conference champions to be bye anymore. Ohio State, LSU, Miami, and Penn State. First-round matchups on campus would give you Oklahoma, who they have in the playoffs, at Florida State, who they have in the playoffs, by the way. God, a horrible loss by Alabama that opening week. Playoff team. Notre Dame at Texas, Iowa State at Georgia, South Florida at Oregon. Any surprises on those early projections from our buddy Andy Staples there?
Who will be on the show tomorrow, by the way. If you don't like any of this, gear up for Andy tomorrow, 9:30.
Look, I know it was a great week 1 win, but I think we're hyping Miami up a little much. Now, and I'm not going to be surprised if they dominate South Florida this week, but I still think Miami's got losses coming up.
By the way, South Florida could get their 3rd ranked win to start the season, ironically against 3 different conferences, not one of their own.
if they win in Hard Rock this week, they should be close to the top 5. I know that sounds nuts.
It does sound nuts, but I look.
Well, depending on what else happens in the country.
That's 3 ranked teams. That'll be 2 top, 1 top 5, 1 top 10, and they've done it on the road.
If for some reason Florida was to get right, if for some reason Notre Dame beat Texas A&M at home, which a lot of people expect to happen, and you go into Miami and beat them, so that's a Miami team that, now you got South Florida who's beating Florida and Miami who's beating Notre Dame. You just start connecting the dots. I'd have no problem with South Florida continuing to jump way up there at that point.
Yeah, I don't think they win this game, but again, they were just playing for a split. I do think when you watch South Florida, at least watching them the first couple of weeks, Golish is a great play caller, and he's got a dynamic quarterback, but they're really good up front on both sides of the ball, and so they play more like an SEC team. If they played an SEC conference schedule, they're probably 8-4 this year, maybe 7-5. But based on the fact that they're going to be playing in the American, they've got a great shot at 11-1.
Just watch Saturday how much more fluid Florida's offense looks against LSU than it did against South Florida. Now, I'm not saying Florida's going to go up and down the field on LSU, but they couldn't do anything against South Florida. And I'm with Lance. That's a good defense. I mean, Golish gets all the praise for being this good offensive coach. They've taught Orlando, who's at times been a very well-respected defensive coordinator in this game, is their defensive coordinator, and he's got a great defense out there. Now, they're a 17-point dog at Miami.
Yeah.
So I don't think anybody's expectation is them go in and win this thing. But the good news for them, Jim, is that they've got a game in hand. They can lose this game against Miami, and they're still your Group 5 leader to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they just got to go win their conference. Got to be conference champions to get that. All right, to Alabama and Auburn, right after we tell you about a couple of our great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Bojangles. Tell us about Bojangles.
They can make a bow time for you at Bojangles, whether it is those tailgate parties that you're headed to for high school or college football, whether it's the watch party at your house. Bojangles can cater for you. Those great hand-breaded chicken tenders and those great sauces. They got 7 to choose from, some sweet to heat, spicy. They got a little bit of creamy, the bow sauce. I mean, they got it all right there at Bojangles. And don't forget for breakfast, that pork chop griller is back. You can go enjoy the pork chop griller. You've missed it. It's missed you. Go reunite at Bojangles for breakfast tomorrow morning. Whether it's tailgating, the watch parties, or breakfast with that pork chop griller, it's bow time.
Hey, and if you want to be the hero, how about stopping by the New York Butcher Shop on your way home tonight? Pick up some steaks, ribs, pork, chicken, some of those fresh dishes made in-house. That spicy chicken Alfredo, absolutely fantastic. For lunch or dinner, you can get those deli sandwiches as well. Get in, see Jim and the great staff of butchers. 2 locations, the original Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
All right, so Alabama at this point, according to the ESPN win projector, they're favored in 9 of their final 10 games right now. They've got Athens and Georgia coming up pretty soon. But let me see the Alabama schedule if you can for us. I would love to see this. Do you agree with that, Lance? Obviously favored Wisconsin, slight dog against Georgia, depending what happens this week.
Yeah, depending on what happens this week, they will be a dog against Georgia. They will be favored against Vanderbilt, obviously. Missouri's interesting, and I know this sounds crazy. Look, right now I think Alabama's 8 to 10 point favorite over Missouri, but I'm just saying, like, if Alabama was to get dusted by Georgia and Missouri's undefeated at that point, it gets a little more interesting. But I think they will be favored, at least healthy right now, against Missouri.
Okay, can we do this next one real quick though? Tennessee is next. Let's just play the scenario here. Let's say
home game now.
Yeah, I get it. Let's say Tennessee beats Georgia this week. Tennessee's averaging 58 points per game. Now, it's going to come down against Georgia, but their offense, best offense in the conference right now. Let's say they beat Georgia and Alabama loses to Georgia, and Tennessee's undefeated coming into that game, 2-loss Alabama. There's not a scenario.
No.
There's nothing that makes Tennessee a favorite. Okay.
I don't think there's a team in college football. I mean, put Ohio State on the road right now in Tuscaloosa. I think Alabama would still be a slight favorite.
Okay.
Kalen DeBoer has never lost in Bryant-Denny Stadium.
So, okay. Let's go showing you. Yeah.
I'm just throwing out a positive Kalen DeBoer stat. You guys are on his throat all the time.
So Missouri and Tennessee both favored. Yeah, at South Carolina, right now they would be favored.
Yeah, South Carolina, I think, is going to get exposed.
Yeah, I mean, their only game they're dogs right now is Georgia for sure.
9 of the next 10. So yesterday on the show, I don't want my I don't know, well, not a hot take, but what I wanted to see from Alabama to be taken out of context, because it felt like it was in a couple of places. I wasn't saying I did not want to see less of Ryan Williams for Alabama. What I said yesterday was, even when Ryan Williams comes back, I still want to see a lot of Latsier Brooks. I want to see 17 on the field still, even when Ryan Williams is back. Not saying push Ryan Williams aside. Ryan Williams is a stud. I want him to play. We have Jeremy Bernard on here all the time. He's probably the first-round pick.
Well, Ryan Williams needs to play his way out of this funk. You know the potential of Ryan Williams, and he's not playing well right now, so you obviously want him out there.
Yeah, but I also know that defensive coordinators have to find out where Ryan Williams is. Sometimes you open up maybe Bernard a little bit by what you're doing on Ryan Williams, and maybe someday they'll flip that to Bernard and it'll open up something for Ryan Williams, you know? Being the other receiver sometimes can help you. So having Ryan Williams out there is big. I just like what they were talking about on the broadcast with Tom Hart and Cole Kublik from Latsier Brook, what I'd heard about Brooks, and now Coach DeBoer gets a chance to talk about what everybody saw Saturday night and that went over La Monroe from Brooks, the young receiver.
Lottie's built up a lot of momentum. When I say Lottie, Latsier built up a lot of momentum here in the last 3 weeks to 4 weeks. He had a nice spring ball and made some plays on Saturday. And so, got some confidence in him. He made guys miss. He made big catches on third down. In the first game, he played with some aggression on some special teams plays that we were hoping for. And he came through. As far as how it affects everything, it adds him to the mix, which then moves people around. Doesn't mean you have to play everyone, in the same spot the whole game. I think Jern can play inside and outside. I think Ryan can play inside and outside. And so, we just got to always continue to be evaluating that throughout the season. And, different dynamics will change too that maybe are unknown right now, fortunate or unfortunate. So, Ryan's got that versatility. He's taken a number of snaps inside, but we know what he can do outside too.
Yeah, we don't know about Ryan Williams' status yet. We should know more on Wednesday, coming back from concussion protocol, if he's a go against Wisconsin this weekend. So you liked everything you hear about Brooks so far. And then there's the defensive side of the football, where, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, Kirby Smart and Nick Saban always told us that sacks were not as important of a number as just pressuring the quarterback. Did I dream that?
No, I've heard that. And look, look, these guys obviously know a million times more football than us, but a sack is almost equivalent to a turnover, because when you get in whether it's 2nd and 18 or 3rd and 15, your conversion rate, the probability is just not there. So to me, sacks, I get, putting the quarterback under duress and making him, make quick decisions and throw it into coverage and things like that. But a sack is a sack.
Yeah, I don't remember them saying that one is.
I think they said that we overplay sacks.
Yeah, that a pressure can be just as important because it can lead to a rush throw, which is an interception, which is better than a sack, right? So, pressure is as important as sack. I don't know that they meant that a pressure is more important than a sack.
Coming off the 73-0 win, defensive coordinator Kane Womack had this to say yesterday about the lack of sacks.
You've got to be able to have guys that can finish, and right now we're not doing that. We're not doing that well enough. I think angles are a huge piece to that. I think closing space on a quarterback is a huge indicator, right, of having success. But right now we're letting quarterbacks, we can flush them out of the pocket, but we're not doing nearly a good enough job of getting the quarterback on the ground. We had 12 TFLs in the game the other day with no sacks. I don't know if that's ever happened, at least in my experience. And so we got to do a better job. I've got to find a way to get the quarterback on the ground in terms of what we're doing schematically. And so I need to help our guys out in that regard.
I don't think it's entirely fair to Kane Womack. Obviously, he got a ton of criticism for week 1. I don't think it's entirely fair to judge this defense, though, until they get Tim Keenan back. That is a pretty big missing part.
I would agree.
Physically a big missing part and statistically a big missing part.
Yeah, and you look at Florida State, and I know it was East Tennessee State or whoever they beat last week.
Texas A&M.
Yeah, but they have run for 700 yards through 2 games.
Yeah. Look, I'm not saying Tim Keenan would have won the Florida State game, far from it. But I am saying if you're going to make a judgment about this defense, you probably need to wait and see Keenan in it. If Keenan's in it and they're still struggling to get the quarterback, then it's an issue, obviously.
Yeah. But my point is, I grew up in the Saban and Smart era where it wasn't about the sacks, it was about the pressure. But Alabama's problem, even then, was quarterbacks that could avoid the sack and get out and run and then beat you.
Yeah.
Castellanos did that with his legs. You always worried about Deshaun Watson doing that in those big, massive Clemson games. And, some players over the years that got Kirby Smart and Nick Saban, they got by guys who avoided the sack. Sometimes it's good to keep your lanes, hem those in, pressure them, but you don't have to get them to the ground. Just keep them in that pocket. You got some guys coming up down the road that you want to keep in that pocket. Maybe not have to get them to the ground. Don't sell out for that sack. Sack's not a huge number for me. It's good. I love them, but don't have to have those to win football game. Coach wants more of them.
If I told you Bama had 5 sacks at Georgia, you'd take it right now and not think twice.
Yeah, unless you tell me Gunnar Stockton also wiggled out of the 5 other ones.
I'm not telling you anything else. I'm just telling you Bama sacks Gunnar Stockton 5 times. You take it right now.
I think sacks are pretty huge.
Yeah. All right, so let's flip the script to Auburn. Brought to you by our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. If you're looking for a thing like prostate health and you're in your 30s, you just come out of the roaring 20s of your life, and you're in your 30s and you want to stay on top of your health, Urology Centers of Alabama can do that. They've been doing this for over 70 years, urological care for the Birmingham, Central Alabama area, 16 locations. But guys, prostate health, even in your 30s, you can be hit with so many things that early detection can literally save your life. So get that baseline and stay on top of it with our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. From kidney stones to prostate cancer, prostate health, everything in between, vasectomies when you get to that point in your life. If you want that, you can get it all right there, 205-930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com. You don't have to be all hands on deck yet for Auburn. South Alabama this weekend, pretty good team. Better than the team they played last week, Ball State. But it's not Oklahoma yet on the road. That Oklahoma game, by the way, announced. Big break, I think, for Auburn. It's not a night game.
I agree. 2:30 kicks, better.
2:30 day game at Norman.
Yeah.
So it'll be national TV, ABC. All games are national now, Jim. It's not the 70s again. So on the road at Oklahoma in 2 weeks. So you want to get healthy. Coach gets asked about the run game, Damari Alston, his status coming up for South Alabama this weekend. And then he gets into a little depth at running back with a real freaky injury. Here's Coach Freeze.
It will probably be a game time decision. I know he's going to try. I mean, he's trying. He went through walkthroughs this morning, but until you put the pads on and take a hit on it or something, I'm not sure exactly how he feels. So he'll be a game time decision. Unfortunately, we lost Darrell for a period of time to a freak injury. He didn't even really know he was hurt after the game, and Sunday morning he had a collection of blood like I've never seen in all my years coaching on his thigh, and we had to kind of rush him to Birmingham to open that up and get the blood off of his leg, and they had to do a pretty good incision on it, so he's going to be out for a little while.
Yeah, so that's Darrell Robinson, the running back there. So he's out of the mix. And if Alston doesn't go this weekend, Jeremiah Cobb, obviously, Omar Mapson slides into that RB2 role there. I wouldn't rush Alston back.
I wouldn't either. I mean, I think Cobb is going to be just fine. And I think at the end of the year, I think coming into the season, people would have been – would have gone Cobb or Alston, but I think Cobb is going to be your go-to guy this year.
Yeah, I think this will be exciting to see some of the depth there, but I'm with Lance. I think Cobb is a quality running back. Obviously, the depth chart is the depth chart for a reason, right? Damari Alston's the guy that is going to get the start. But I think Cobb is very, very capable, and I think it's exciting to see those guys get some runs. You don't want it because of injury. But for him to be kind of forced in to be the starter against South Alabama will show you that depth of the running back room, you hope.
Jim Miller could play this week for Alabama back over on the state. We'll get to the viewing menu coming up right here, brought to you by our friends at Michelson and then Clay Travis at the top of the hour. Tell us about Michelson Laser Vision.
Yeah, hey, to view life in 4K, go see our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. I got the procedure done in 2003. I had the 2200 vision, legally blind without the aid of contacts. After the procedure, which only took 12 minutes for both eyes, 2015 vision, better than 2020. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. Make the phone call I made, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
We've got a new documentary on Paramount Plus tonight. It's called Thirst Trap: The Fame, the Fantasy, the Fallout. A young man's single TikTok post unexpectedly launches him to social media stardom, creating a devoted following of older women that test the limits between online celebrity and real-world relationships.
And this is a legit documentary?
Yes.
So this kid just
he starts posting TikToks and then
hungry old women come after him.
Yeah.
Do you know who the kid is?
I do not. I do not. Peacock has added a new movie to their catalog, The Thing, starring Kurt Russell and Keith
Great
David.
movie.
It is fantastic. Yep. I love the practical effects in that.
Yeah, I mean it's timeless.
Yeah, it holds up really well. And Netflix has added The Running Man to its catalog. And I think it's a good time to do that because the new Running Man with Glenn Powell is coming out in November, I believe.
I love, and that was another Stephen King short, right? I really enjoyed the original with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know if you guys have seen it. HBO's got a new series that started this past Sunday night. It's called Task, T-A-S-K, and it's with Mark Ruffalo, who plays an FBI agent, and then Tom Pelphrey, who you guys will remember, was
him.
Lauren Linney's younger brother in Ozark.
He was fantastic in that role.
He plays a ex-con. They're doing home invasions on trap houses. So they find different. It's basically a motorcycle gang. They find out where the trap houses are, and they do home invasions on them. And so Mark Ruffalo has put together a task force to go out and investigate this. But it's gritty, very violent, and it's only one episode in. But first episode, very, very good.
I was hoping something that wasn't gritty and violent.
Yeah, when Lance
I'm looking for a new show.
I know. When Lance says gritty and violent, I'll listen to it.
I would tell you, Snowfall is absolutely incredible.
All right, that's what Tyler is watching tonight, brought to you by our friends at Michelson, Clay Travis in just a second. But I see some stats when I'm throwing the show together every day. that I just don't believe. And some figures in entertainment that I don't believe. Did you guys see? Maybe you guys already knew this. How much Carrie Underwood makes for the Sunday Night Football song?
Well, to put in perspective, somebody asked me the other day, what do you think Jennifer Garner gets Capital One? And I said, it's a package deal. She's probably making $5 to $10 million a year doing that. So that song's pretty massive for a big thing. I would say, I don't know, because it's like residually. She's done it every year.
She did it. I mean, it's not new every year, right? They use the same one over and over?
No.
Does she shoot a new video every year?
She does specific matchups.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I would say $5 million a year.
I mean, I think Lance is pretty close.
Would you believe, if this is not BS, that she gets $1 million every Sunday night? No wonder she's looking forward to Sunday night.
I mean, I've been waiting all day for Sunday night, too.
Yeah, I'd give Tate McRae a call.
$18 million a year.
Good for her.
Which is wild, because while her legs are spectacular in those videos, do you think anybody watches Sunday Night Football for that song?
Nope.
I'm rarely there for the song.
Me too.
Yeah, the Hank Williams Jr. used to resonate with me a little bit, because I think you kind of grew up with it. But to pay her that kind of money is pretty insane. Can you imagine telling people, what do you do for a living? I do a Sunday night video.
But keep in mind, the Hank Williams song came out of some sort of ABC programming. There was no pregame show then. It wasn't ESPN leading into it. You were watching ABC, and it was some sitcom, and then boom, here's Hank singing us into Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
So it kind of launched the night. Like Carrie Underwood, they've done an hour-long studio show. They've done a ton of crap from the stadium. They've interviewed a ton of people, and then all of a sudden there's Carrie's legs telling us it's Sunday night, and then we play football. I mean, it's almost like you don't really need it. And I hate to say that. I'm sure Carrie wants it.
Yeah. I mean, 18. I called BS when I saw that last night.
Even if it's 100% off, 50% off. I mean, if they're paying her $500,000 a week, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah. Do you have facts or anything, Tyler?
So I looked it up, and Cosmopolitan reported it yesterday, and that is going off of earlier reports from a website called sportskita.com, and the writer Bethany Cohen did an article back in 2023 saying exactly that, $1 million a week or $18 million a season.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
that's been stacked on how many seasons now? Has she been there for all 20?
And that's not all 20. Faith Hill did it to begin with.
And did Hank Jr. also start it off?
No, Hank was strictly Monday Night Football as I remember it.
Well, I'm going to say that she's got a little bit of a raise every year, but she has made a fortune just on that.
Yeah, Faith did it quite a while. I'm going to say probably half Faith, half Carrie Underwood.
I mean, you don't have to tour and you're making $18 million a year?
I'd never leave the house.
You don't even have to write a song. You don't have to take a bat to an Old Tail Light.
Nope. That's a good song, I thought.
Yep.
Is that if you go to any random karaoke bar,
you could sing
every chick with bejeweled jeans try to get up there and sing it?
She's got a pass, too, when she sings it, right?
Yeah.
So that's a personal song for her.
Anybody's ever been cheated on.
Yep.
Carrie Underwood. All right. Former American Idol winner or runner-up?
I think she won.
She won.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know who she beat. Did she beat the old boy that was from Helena?
I think she did.
Yeah.
I think it's a good call.
Yep.
Yeah. Those careers went different routes.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Because there was a time it was like it was better to finish second because you get to do your own deals. Not so much.
It was pretty incredible what American Idol did for some of the. We would never know who Kelly Clarkson, Carrie Underwood.
That's right.
Yeah.
So say what you want. I don't think any of these shows turn anybody out anymore. But in the early days,
Boy, they did.
American Idol was a real deal.
Yeah, like The Voice, those winners, I don't even know who wins it every year.
I don't think anybody's ever done anything from The Voice.
And it's a very popular show, but I don't know, like The Voice winner doesn't really jump for me.
That's why, to me, it's more it's a better show if you really become a star at the end of the show.
Yep.
That's what American Idol did for the first 10 seasons. Now, some of those certain winners didn't pan out, but a couple did.
Yeah, Bo Bice was the runner-up, by the way. It was season 4.
Yeah, I would say that Taylor Hicks' year, probably of all the finalists, that was the deepest group of finalists.
Very, very deep.
Wasn't Daughtry in that group?
Yeah, Daughtry was in it. Catherine McPhee.
And Daughtry's had the best career of that group, too, which is crazy. I think he finished third.
I personally think Taylor Hicks has.
I like Taylor.
Yeah,
Taylor's
been
a friend,
Daughtry.
but Daughtry's had the better of the two careers.
And then I would say Catherine McPhee and then Taylor.
Yeah.
I mean, McPhee married, an ex-Chicago.
Yeah. Well, Taylor could have got married to some rich guy or girl if he wanted to.
Good out
Yeah,
there.
you don't think if Taylor could have shacked up with a billionaire chick, he'd have done it.
The Silver Fox.
As long as you let me play my harmonica in the living room, I don't care. When we come back, Clay Travis joins us on the show that's brought to you today by our wonderful friends right there at the Inverness Country Club. LT, tell us about all the good times that are waiting on you at Inverness.
Hey, great place to network. Maybe you just relocated, you moved to Birmingham, you're looking to make some friends, make some contacts. Inverness Country Club, perfect place to do it. And they've got memberships that fit everyone, from the social to the golf, childcare, also a big plus. You and your wife on a day of golf or tennis. Guess what? Drop the kid, go have yourself a day on the court or course. Maybe you work from home. What about working from the club while they watch your kid? Best days happen at Inverness. To take a tour of this unbelievable club, call Aaron 205-991-8608 or online iccalabama.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander TroyTrojans. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Sonora.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations: Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you, 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
We roll to Clay Travis, brought to you in part today by our wonderful friends at Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks, great place to go watch Major League Baseball. How about all week before we get the college football and the NFL kick back up this Thursday? You could stop into Twin Peaks, enjoy the 29-degree drafts. Coldest beer out there. Our draft sitting at 36 degrees currently in studio, but stop into one of those great Twin Peak locations. No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, they've got everything. Tequila cocktails, extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over the ice ball. Stop and see those Twin Peak girls running all over the place. For lunch or dinner is Twin Peaks.
All right, Clay Travis is the founder of Outkick. You see him on Fox and Fox Sports. He is with us on the Alexander Shenard Trial Attorneys Hotline. What is up, Clay? How are you?
I'm great. How are y'all?
Doing fantastic. Thanks a lot. We are in the week of what might be the biggest Tennessee game of the Josh Heupel era, non-playoff. Obviously, had a playoff game. Biggest regular season game of the Josh Heupel era. Is that a fair statement?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I think
Not even close.
the Alabama.
Whoa. How's it not close?
I mean, Alabama, he's beaten them twice.
Well, Tennessee was 6-0, I think it was, when Alabama came to town a couple of years ago. So I would say that's the biggest game.
Yeah, that would make you cry,
probably.
right?
Yeah.
I did. I mean,
Yeah.
look. I mean, I was mourning for Alabama being a good football team.
Well,
it was sad.
Yeah.
It was sad to see it go.
Austin Peay beat Georgia Saturday. Then is that what happened? So Georgia's not what they once were.
No, but I mean,
So
Clay.
what are we doing here?
This has got a similarity though, because I mean, Tennessee has lost 8 straight to Georgia and all by 14 plus.
Exactly.
So I mean, this would be. I mean, I agree with you. I think the moment when you guys beat Alabama 2 years ago was bigger because at that time everybody believed Tennessee was a playoff team. But I mean, this would be monkey off back though, right?
No, look, I'm saying the one from 3 years ago when Tennessee was 6-0, and the reason it was bigger was because it was later in the season. So I think in general, as you win more, the impact of the games increases more. So we're still relatively early in the season, but Georgia is the only team that Josh Heupel has not beaten. I think Tennessee has a very good chance to beat Georgia. And if Tennessee beats Georgia, then, I think you're sitting there at 3-0 and you can look at the rest of the schedule and say, okay, there's a pretty clear path to being able to make the playoffs, right? Because now there's still, I think the SEC, there's going to be just tons of landmines this year because I think the conference is actually better top to bottom than it ever has been before in the history of the conference. I really mean that. And so I think there are games that should be wins for lots of teams that I would say are top 15 caliber teams that may well end up being losses. So, I just think you have to tap the brakes a little bit because we're so early in the season. But if Tennessee were able to win this game and get to 3-0, then I think, again, you got to tap the brakes because Tennessee has to beat, has to go on the road against Mississippi State, which didn't seem like a very hard game, but, they may be much improved. And then I think you guys may be able to pull the schedule up in front of you. I can't remember. I think Tennessee plays Arkansas in Knoxville the week before the Alabama game. But
that is real quick. They do. They play Arkansas in Neyland, at Alabama, then at Kentucky.
So there's no bye week there. It would be very natural for Tennessee to not play well against Arkansas, even though they played poorly against Arkansas last year too. But if Tennessee were able to win that game against Georgia, they should be 5-0 going to Alabama. Florida doesn't look as good as maybe we anticipated, so that game in November is not as challenging. So I think if Tennessee beats Georgia, you can say, okay, lose to Alabama because I do think Alabama should be favored in Bryant-Denny. But then, arguably, Tennessee should be favored in every other game the rest of the season. Doesn't mean they would win them all, but I've said for years now, particularly now that we've changed the category for how we select the 12-teamers, if you get to 10-2 in the SEC, you're going to be in the playoff. You may or may not make it to Atlanta at 10-2, because tie breaks can factor in there and everything else. But I don't think there's going to be a 10-2 SEC team that gets left out of the 12-team playoff. So again, that's to me the stakes of the game against Georgia is if you win, then you look at the remaining 9, and it's not crazy to think, hey, I think Tennessee could go 7-2 in these final 9.
Clay, I think we all agree South Florida is a really good team, but to go into the Swamp as 17.5-point underdogs, you've got the lead late in the fourth quarter. You throw 2 passes on your final possession instead of running clock and taking those timeouts. You lose on a walk-off, 18-16. You committed 11 penalties. The buyout, $19 million now. It seems doable. And you talked about the SEC schedules. I mean, there's landmines all over the place. So there's more losses coming for Florida. What ultimately happens to Billy Napier? And if you're Florida, who do you go after? Alex Golesh?
I think Golesh would have to be on the short list. I mean, you didn't even mention, to me, the story of Billy Napier has been, yes, we haven't seen the wins and losses, like the wins that we would like to see. But there's a trajectory of building towards being better. The way they finished last season, 8-5, I believe, after 2 consecutive losing seasons. And then you have a player with 2 minutes left spit in the face of an opposing team player to give up 15 yards in a game you're winning by 1 point. I mean, it is one of the dumbest plays of all time. And I think when you talk about culture, that's where culture rears itself. If you've built a great culture, that shouldn't happen. You shouldn't have anybody who's that big of a knucklehead on your team making that play at that point in time. And so that to me is, look, I mean, the next 4 for Florida are at LSU, at Miami, Texas, and at Texas A&M. Look, Florida, again, we talked about it being a landmine year. They are good enough to beat any of those teams, right? I mean, it wouldn't be crazy. I don't think they're good enough to do any better than 2-2. And if I were betting right now, I would say 0-4 is more likely than 2-2 is. In that context, and then you add in the schedule is still not that easy on the backside, right? You still got Georgia, you've still got Tennessee, you've still got Florida State, among others. I think Florida's probably headed towards a 3-9, 4-8 type season. And if that happens in year 4, I don't know how you keep him on to continue.
I've been to practices for 30 years. Spitting is something, not to spit is something we don't usually coach up. Are you telling me the Eagles culture is bad coming off the Super Bowl championship? Because just 2 days earlier, they had somebody spit in somebody's face.
Well, I think, first of all, that's not a good look. Secondly, professionals, I think it's harder to build a culture. I think it is. I mean, when your coach makes a fraction of what I bet Jalen Carter makes, I think it's harder to rein in pros. And you have to rein in pros by relying on them doing what's in their best interest. I think college kids, the coach builds the culture. I think that is a sign of poor culture in Gainesville, that you have a college kid. I mean, I would kick him off the team. I would say you're no longer allowed to be on the team. I mean, I doubt that Billy Napier will do that. That's a decision, much like throwing a shoe, that just shouldn't happen. I think it's actually way worse than throwing a shoe. And particularly given the context. The other thing I would say about Jalen Carter is that's early in the game. And you can say, oh, well, stupidity is stupidity. It's way dumber to make a personal foul play with 2 minutes left in a 1-point game than it is on the, whatever it was, opening drive, basically, of the game. And so I think that, all personal fouls and all stupid plays are not created equal. If you get teed up and you're a head coach and the game's tied and there's 30 seconds left, I think that's really different than getting teed up with 8 minutes left in the first half because you don't like the way your team is playing. And so I would submit those are pretty different situations.
If Alabama hosts a first-round playoff game, after catching a couple of the TikTok Outkick feeds to me, would you be willing to buy a round of drinks for the house the night before the on-campus playoff game for Alabama at Innisfree? If somehow Kalen DeBoer can right this ship, if his regime, I think you used the word regime, like we're somewhere in a third world country. If they can somehow correct the regime.
Yeah, Kalen DeBoer at Alabama right now is a less successful Kim Jong-un. I think that's fair.
Right, so a round of drinks at Innisfree, Lance. Give me a dollar value.
For the house. This is for playoff game. I mean, you probably have. I don't know what their fire marshal capacity is.
Good news for Clay. If it's a home playoff game, school will be out for Christmas probably, right? So
I still think you got 400 people there.
Great Alabama fans will come back.
You're probably looking at, I don't know, $5,000.
$5,000, Clay.
Yeah, that's light work.
That's nothing for Clay. Yeah, it's nothing for Clay.
I mean, come on, it's less than I make every hour. I actually, if I stay an hour and 10 minutes, I'll make money buying around. That's a great line. The flip side to that is you guys if Tennessee hosts a home playoff game, one of you has to buy a round in Knoxville.
No, I mean Tennessee is ranked right. Nobody's giving them up for dead like they have Alabama.
We got to pay our mortgages.
It sounds to me like you guys are big believers in Josh Heupel.
What? I know Josh Heupel's a good coach.
Sounds to me I don't make $5,000 an hour.
Yeah, you guys hosted a game last year.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, you were.
If you look up the odds, I bet Alabama is favored to make the playoffs more than Tennessee is right now.
You're probably correct.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really?
I would think so.
Not at Outkick.com.
You're getting the better end of a bet. Now we have to acknowledge the regime of Josh Heupel is much more similar to the regime of Alexander the Great early in his tenure as a conquering Leviathan. But yes, it seems to me that this is an easy bet for you guys. Plus, you can split the cost 3 ways. As opposed to me covering the whole thing.
College football championship winner at mybookie.ag right now. Alabama is plus 1425.
Wow.
No, you said this is to win the national championship.
To win the national championship is all I've got.
Okay.
But, I mean, that's,
Okay, so what is Tennessee?
Plus 5,800.
Yeah, it's not even close.
It's not even close, Clay.
That's right. So I mean, you guys are getting. I'm taking the bad side.
If these guys are willing, now where are we talking about?
Yeah, what kind of bar you got up there in Knoxville? It's not Innisfree.
I have to pick a place where we're gonna have a good crowd. So I won't go to I'm not gonna go to like the equivalent of the Ritz in Knoxville or anything where I'm saying you roughly estimated $5,000 in drinks at Innisfree. I'll sign off on $5,000. You pick up a $5,000 bar tab at a Knoxville establishment of my choice. So we're just saying basically
$5,000 versus $5,000
to $5,000.
I mean,
I don't have Aguilar's look great.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't
I love
have
the nervousness.
I'm not on my social media saying that Tennessee sucks.
Yeah,
I'm saying that Alabama. I don't say Alabama sucks. I just said Alabama is an average SEC football team now.
Oh, that's sucking to Alabama fans.
I don't. Yeah. Well, to Alabama fans it is.
Yeah,
but I mean,
absolutely.
an average SEC football fan is a top 20 team right now. I mean, there's 11 top 25 teams.
I mean, I'm willing to do it because I don't think Tennessee's hosting a home game. But, I mean, it's up to you guys.
Well, me either. They may either be a bye.
Oh, if they get a bye, you definitely still have to buy.
And the same goes for Bama, right?
If you win the actual conference, then that counts as hosting a home playoff game. Like that, if you get the bye.
I would say we can come back to this conversation, but once you guys lose on Saturday, then it's kind of a moot point.
I would just say this, too. The other part of this, like, I think hosting a home playoff game is a little bit arbitrary. because to your point, last year Tennessee should have hosted a home playoff game, but they got slotted at 9 because the way the the conference champions are set up. So I think it should be a push if they both make the playoff.
Oh, yeah.
And or if they both host, because you could end up in a situation where Alabama's 11 or Tennessee's 11, and they're not technically hosting. So I think playoff making is a push, right? If they both make the playoffs, I think the bet should be $5,000 in drinks if they make the playoffs. And obviously, if they're hosting, it's easier to give that, but you can rotate it, take it to week 1, wherever it is for when the next home game is.
The guys behind the glass say they're in 800 ahead from the 6 of us.
You guys pass around the tin pot there and see if you can match my 5K.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Clay. We can
text the wives. Hope they're not listening, so they're not mad at you for putting too much money on the table. What's that?
Okay, so based on expectations for this season, at the end of the year, who do you think comes out better, Kalen DeBoer and Alabama or Arch Manning?
I still believe Arch Manning is going to be one of the top 5 or 6 quarterbacks in college football by the end of the season. I don't think that Alabama is going to be one of the top 5 or 6 football teams by the end of the year. So I think it depends on your expectation. If your expectation is Arch is going to win the Heisman Trophy or Alabama is going to win the national championship, I don't necessarily think either of those expectations are going to be fulfilled. But I think if you're looking at through week 2, I think Alabama has been far lesser on serving up the expectations than Arch has. I mean, look, Texas was an underdog on the road against Ohio State. They played poorly. It's not like they lost 41-3 or something. I mean, they were very competitive in that game and arguably probably should have won it, honestly. Whereas, I mean, I was at the game in Tallahassee. Basically, if you take away the first drive where Alabama looked really good, first, 7, 8, 9 minutes of that game, Alabama got destroyed. I mean, it's 31-10 after the first drive of the game. So, there was no moment in time, by and large, where you thought, oh, Alabama's the better team here. So, look, they have an opportunity to reverse the proverbial tide rolling against them. But so far, I have not been. I would have to say Arch has done better.
All right, he is Clay Travis. You can see him on social media at Clay Travis, founder of Outkick. See him on Fox as well. His Vols take on the Dogs in a big game this weekend. Thank you very much for the time, Clay. Enjoy the game.
All right, will do. I'll see you guys.
All right, buddy. Take care. Clay Travis with us on the Alexander Shinora Trial Attorneys Hotline.
We'll get to our 4 downs in just a second, right after Brownie tells us about our friends at Central State Bank. Tell us about Central State Bank.
Jim, they're the community bank that is right there with you every step of the way. They are big enough to meet all of your needs, but they're small enough to know you. They actually get you at Central State Bank. For more than 100 years, Central State Bank has built trust by staying true to what matters: personal service, local decisions, lasting relationships, those things. Proud to be large enough to serve you, small enough to know you, and they're rooted in your community, driven by relationships. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Pretty obvious. One of the most important things for your health is a good night's sleep. If you're not sleeping throughout the night, you might have sleep apnea. You need to get that sleep study done. Nobody wants to go to the lab. Nobody wants to deal with insurance. Guess what? No lab, no insurance from our friends at CPAP Plus. 5 locations throughout the state: Birmingham, Trussville, Pelham, Foley, Troy. Go to sleephomealabama.com for more information on Alabama's best home sleep testing and CPAP. $199 home sleep test. No lab, just easy-to-wear fingertip devices, clinically validated, that connect to your smartphone, complete with the physician's interpretation of your results. No insurance. In-lab test cost over $1,000, and with deductibles, you're more than likely to pay out of pocket anyway. Go to sleephomealabama.com. Let our friends, the O'Neill brothers, help you out with that $199 home sleep test. Get the information today at sleephomealabama.com.
First down.
Okay, one sec here, Tyler. Let me pull them up.
The more likely bet would be both Alabama and Tennessee miss, right? I mean, that's the most likely.
More likely. I still think Alabama has a significantly better chance than Tennessee of making
right,
the
but
college
if you were going to
football
do the odds, you would do both miss, best odds, Alabama makes, Tennessee misses, second best odds. Tennessee makes, Alabama misses, third best odds. Both makes the worst odds.
Here's the problem. Are you saying in the real world or in the world inside the Outkick algorithm where the regime is the undercurrent of the regime is folding?
I'm saying if Las Vegas were setting odds on this, the best odds would be both miss. Second best odds would be Alabama makes, Tennessee misses. Third best, Tennessee makes, Alabama misses. Worst odds, both make.
Here's the problem with this bet.
You think I'm right about that, though?
Probably, yeah. The problem with this bet is if Clay comes to Innisfree, everybody knows Clay. We go to some random bar in Knoxville, nobody knows us. We're getting nothing out of this.
That's right.
It actually hurts us to pay out this.
It costs us money.
Yeah. I mean, so like really, we get nothing out of this.
Clay at least gets a pop out of it. His social media team will be following him, all that stupid stuff.
My point was, for the kids out there, you can Google Tokyo Rose, but Tennessee Rose was over there throwing propaganda out there that Kalen DeBoer was on a slippery slope to nowhere. And I just wanted him to be on the record that if he has to come with his coverage to Tuscaloosa in the playoff era for a road game or a home game for Bama, he had to come cover it for whatever entity he was going to work for in December. I wanted him at Innisfree buying me a drink. I don't care about the rest of you.
Do you guys understand the question I asked him? I still think Alabama's going to go 10-2, maybe 9-3, but that's about the expectation. Arch Manning, the expectation was national championship Heisman. I still think Alabama lives up to more of an expectation than Arch does. Okay, back to first down. More total touchdowns this year. Bryce Underwood or former Michigan quarterback J.J. McCarthy, who had 3 last night.
Bryce Underwood looked very much like a freshman Saturday night, but I wonder how often he's going to run up against a defense like that, and certainly on the road. So that's probably the worst it's going to get for him.
But JJ does have one of the best play callers in football.
He does. I think I'm going to go McCarthy in this one. Yeah.
At halftime, there's no way you would have, right?
No.
I mean, did you write this?
I wrote it before the game.
Yeah, before the game.
Yeah.
This seemed like a fourth quarter question.
And at halftime, I had another question ready. I was like, but because of the way it played out, I went on a roll.
At halftime, I reminded myself Carson Wentz was the backup. I was wondering, might you see some Carson Wentz tonight?
I mean, I'll go with J.J. McCarthy because of the supporting cast and 17 games. But I think at some point they're going to take the training wheels. Now that they got that loss, I think they were trying to keep it very simple for Bryce Underwood. I think they'll open it up now, and he will make mistakes, but he'll flourish in some games. He'll make mistakes in other. I think there's a brighter future this year for Bryce Underwood than what you saw in Norman.
You know, when Justice Haynes hit the home run right out of the locker room there, I thought then, okay, if Michigan now, if they find that run game, that's what they thought they could do. They thought they could keep training wheels on Bryce Young and run the ball enough to stay in this game. But boy, Oklahoma just clamped it down and they couldn't do anything after that.
Second down.
Hugh Grant, 65 years old. Hugh Grant is a senior citizen now.
How about that?
If I asked you who was the more popular go-to rom-com star, Hugh Grant, Meg Ryan, or is there another one?
Boy, Meg Ryan was in a lot of them.
She was. Tom Hanks was in some with Meg Ryan.
Yeah, two. Sleepless in Seattle and While You
Got Mail.
You Got Mail.
Yeah.
I almost said While You Were
Hugh
Sleeping.
Grant's been in a handful, though.
Yeah.
You're the expert.
No, I mean, I really love Hugh Grant when he's like, anytime he's in England. Those are good ones.
Notting Hill.
Love Actually.
What was the Bridget Jones?
Was he in
Bridget Jones' Diary? He was in that?
I think he was. I mean, there was like 4 or 5 of them. I'm sure he was.
Love Actually and Notting Hill are his two big ones. Meg Ryan, You've Got Mail.
4 Weddings and a Funeral was that was a good movie.
That was a good movie, yeah.
I guess that's a rom-com, although they squeeze a funeral in there.
I'm gonna go Hugh Grant. Yeah. I usually go woman, but I'm gonna go Hugh Grant.
Yeah, I think Hugh Grant's probably the right answer. Though Meg Ryan, outside of the rom-coms, give me her best movie outside of rom-com.
Meg Ryan's?
Yeah.
I mean,
outside of a rom-com, her best movie is what? Yeah. I mean, I guess you could do the same for Hugh Grant.
I mean, she was in Proof of Life, wasn't she?
Oh, she was. I like that movie.
Yeah, that's pretty good. With Russell Crowe?
Russell Crowe, Jason Clarke is in it, I think, right? Yeah, Meg Ryan. That's a good flick. You ever seen that one, Tyler? Proof of Life?
I have not seen that one.
I think you'd like it. That's a good flick.
She was in Top Gun, but it was such a small role.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, go watch Proof of Life, Tyler.
Hugh Grant's my answer.
All right.
Vince Vaughn. Has he been in more rom-coms than Hugh Grant or Meg Ryan?
He's been in a lot.
Yeah. Maybe Vince.
I'm going to stick Hugh Grant.
Yeah, I think I'll go Hugh Grant.
Third down.
I mean, really, John Cusack is probably the answer, right?
That's all he did, right?
Back in the 80s, but it's been a while. So, Adam Sandler, 59 years old today. Adam Sandler, Bryan Adams, better career.
Sandler.
I think I'll go Sandler too.
Yeah.
Got that Netflix money.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy in Sandler, to be honest with you. But Bryan Adams, there's something about Summer of '69. I don't love classic rock, but there's something about that song.
Oh, you like the song?
I don't like the song, but there's something about when it comes on. You can try not to like it.
Yeah.
But and Cuts Like a Knife, that's him too, right?
Yeah, I like Cuts Like a Knife.
Yeah, there's like you try not. There are certain songs you try not to sing along to, but all of a sudden you're like, God, I should not really like the song, but I'm by the pool.
Critically, he has had a much better career than Sandler. I agree that Sandler's had the better overall career just because of the money he has printed. But when you look at Bryan Adams, I think he's had 3, 4, 5 number one songs.
Yeah, he lost me. He lost me on the love songs.
Yeah, I mean the Robin Hood
Straight
song.
from the heart.
Yeah.
Sandler will never be liked by the critics.
Oh,
he
but
doesn't make movies. For
he doesn't care. He knows how to make money, and he's doing that. Yeah,
but he does care because boy, Uncut Gems. He was like, if I don't get an Oscar nomination
really?
for this, he was bitter about that, and he didn't deserve one.
I'm trying to find his number ones, Dunaway.
I would start with Everything I Do for You.
That was the one he did for Robin Hood.
Yeah. I think that Heaven song was a number one song. I think Summer of '69 might have been.
I think so. Or Cuts Like a Knife, one of those.
Fourth down.
Colonel Sanders would have been 135 years old today. Ultimately, better career, Colonel Sanders or Deion Sanders? A lot of chicken places out there now.
Yeah, there are.
He was the OG, though.
Yeah, he was.
I'm going to go Deion Sanders. I mean, literally, Jerry Jones. You get this from the America's Team.
I've watched. I've got one left. I saw the Deion, Super Bowl against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but he basically, Jerry Jones changed the way the NFL does business just to get Deion's he would have done it anyway, but to get Deion on the team after the 49ers beat him and won the Super Bowl, to get Deion on the team the next year to have the money, he changed the NFL's way of doing business against the other owners' wishes, and it actually made the other owners more money.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was genius what Jerry Jones did. Coloring outside of the lines made this $1 trillion industry. Have you seen that episode yet, by the way?
I've seen the episode, not where he gets it. I've seen the episode where it ends, where Deion's like, get my agent on the phone. I want to talk to him. That's how it ends.
I thought it was hilarious because Larry Brown, first of all, thrown under the bus. I mean, Emmitt Smith said the guy couldn't catch. What did he say? He had 2 left hands. He couldn't catch it all. And he was like, boy, you talking about a guy that wasn't going to make a play, but he made a play. But it was like throwing him under the bus. And then Bill Cowher completely dusting Neil O'Donnell.
Yeah.
We gave him that game. We threw it right between his numbers.
They did.
But 29 other owners.
Yeah.
Basically saying, Jerry, you got to operate within the league. And he's like, well, if you guys are Coca-Cola in the league,
that's right.
Why can't I be Pepsi inside the stadium?
Yep. And
if you guys are Reebok in the league, why can't I be Nike inside the stadium?
But the biggest thing he did was the NFL owners were ready to cut CBS a deal.
Yep.
Because CBS had been in the league since day one, and he's like, I think we get more out of Fox.
Yep.
And the fact that he
So you saw that episode?
That's the 5th episode. Yeah, I saw that episode. The one where he goes to Rupert Murdoch and he's like, why don't you let the NFL be a loss leader? You're trying to launch all these shows you're showing, and they're not getting any traction. Imagine the kind of traction they get if an NFL game came on before them.
And they had a figure in mind, and Murdoch said, I was tired of negotiating.
That's right. So
so instead of offering them, $900 million, I made it $1.5 billion.
I know. Because what Jerry Jones realized is Rupert Murdoch's just like me. He ain't going to lose.
Yeah. And then
if
the
I
other
can get
owners
him
were like,
negotiating,
all right, let's do this.
Yeah. But they were all against it at first until Jones brought the number.
Yeah.
And that changed the NFL forever.
Yeah.
I mean, the NFL wouldn't be what it is today if Fox had not gotten involved.
If it wasn't for Jerry Jones. I mean,
and I agree, man.
I mean, as far as the
he's
business,
one of the most influential owners ever.
As far as the business of the NFL, it's probably Pete Rozelle, Jerry Jones.
Yeah, you can say what you want about them not winning championships, but he changed the NFL forever.
He made money.
He did.
Jerry, it's Deion Sanders / Jerry Jones for me.
Still the Colonel.
The Colonel?
Worldwide, and, Deion might have changed football, but the Colonel changed chicken.
Were they the first fast food chicken joint? I think so.
I would think so.
They're most prominent back in the day.
I mean, and that the ingredients, the secrets, what were the
11 or
7
spices?
Yeah,
7.
I thought it was 13.
7.
Let's
check this thing. I think it's 7 herbs and
7
spices.
doesn't seem like a lot. I've heard Chick-fil-A has got a lot more ingredients they used to.
Yeah, 11 herbs and spices.
Dang it.
Nobody.
I thought it was 13.
Yeah, right between it.
Yeah. Do you know?
It was my first game day meal ever, by the way. Was
it a bucket?
It was Kentucky Fried Chicken. It was on whatever that highway is that goes up where all the pawn shops is, where we used to work, and not Valley, but that other road.
Green Springs.
Green Springs. Yeah. We were going to Legion Field. Uncle Dale, my dad, and me.
Was there any beer in the truck?
I don't know. I was too young. I was so little. But I remember
somebody's got to pop those.
At that KFC, I got 2 chicken legs, a mashed potato, and I guess there was a roll in there, maybe.
Biscuit.
I think it was a roll back
Really?
then. Yeah, but maybe it was a biscuit. But it was some kind of bread. And that was my first pregame meal. I didn't have a ticket to the game. They put me in between them, walked through the gates at Legion Field, boom, and we were in there for that game. And that was my first meal. I remember very little about the game, but I remember Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Do you remember who they played?
Ole Miss, Archie Manning and Scott Hunter. I was one of the 672,000 people at that
big
game.
Crowd.
Yep.
Did you know to this day, and I think this is so funny, KFC's official Twitter account, the official Twitter account of KFC, follows 11 people. 6 Herbs and the 5 Spice Girls. Isn't that funny?
Oh, that is incredible.
They only follow Herbs and Spices.
Is Herb Winches one of them?
Herb Winches is not one of them, but
is Herb Vincent one?
Herb Vincent is not one. Herb Jones is.
Oh, how about that?
Herbert Jones, former Alabama basketball player. He's one of them.
And
that would be
Morgan
pretty
in the chat
cool.
says that Colonel Sanders wasn't a military colonel, but a Kentucky colonel,
Correct.
which is the highest honor that somebody, or the governor of Kentucky, can give someone.
That's exactly right.
So
I think John Calipari is a Kentucky colonel.
That would not surprise me,
Wasn't
especially
that
when he took that job.
when they built the Yum Center in Louisville? We learned this. We were up there for the NCAA tournament. They built it because they thought they were going to get an NBA franchise, and they were going to call them the Colonels, like the old ABA, right?
Yeah, they
The
wanted to
Kentucky
get
Colonels,
the ABA
yeah.
back.
Do you think there's any way Herb Jones knows that KFC follows him?
I wonder if he does, because he's one of only 11.
Maybe he endorses them.
He could.
We don't even know.
That's possible.
Okay, that is that it?
That's
4?
it.
That's 4 downs today, brought to you, ironically, not by our friends at Kentucky Fried Chicken, but by our friend Dr. B, who has more than 11 things he puts on your head to make your hair grow.
Yeah, I got to get that haircut later today.
Getting
but
a haircut, man, there was a time you wouldn't have to worry about it now.
No, not at all. Dr. B, best in the business. You start thinning out. You want to be preemptive. You want to maintain. You want to grow some back. Dr. Beckenstein is the man for more than 20 years. He's been doing this. Right now, T3's got that test. Easy, painless, affordable. Takes 4 seconds to perform. 205-319-0316. For more information, you can always go online, t3hair.net. It's going to show which medicines and compounds will specifically work for your hair loss. Over 10 categories of agents they use, knowing they will work for you. They will custom compound these agents for you in pill or topical forms. You pick and choose which agents you want. Men and women ordering Hims, other products online, don't even know if they're working. Stop wasting your money and critical time on things that aren't working. Find out what will work. Go see Dr. B and that great staff, 205-319-0316. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, t3hair.net.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing. Upset alert in just a second. Where Brooks will try to continue to, generations come and go, right? So
what is the combined beating he's had?
I'm like a landmine. It's my gig on the show, but I'm aging out. So maybe Brooks is coming in trying to be the new landmine.
Pick up the baton.
Trying to push me out and start singing my songs.
Well, what is the combined Coastal Carolina and Miami of Ohio losses? Do you know, Brooks?
Probably in the 50s or 60s combined point.
I'll go back and look, but you might be on a record-setting pace for us.
I think it was like 45-7 that Coastal lost to Virginia. I think it was 40-something to maybe 19-17 that Miami of Ohio
you have
lost.
to watch them.
Yeah. So we'll get to upset alert in just a second. The cool thing about Storm Restoration Roofing is that Greg from Pell City, he's a family guy. So the people who are coming in pushing him out of his business is his family members, unlike Brooks, who has no relation to me. But Greg from Pell City, the people that are trying to get him off that ladder, to climb up the ladder, are his sons, right? And his daughters and his wife. They own the company, locally owned for over 20 years. Greg from Pell City is a guy that really cares about you as a family because he's got a big one himself, 10 kids. So he looks for ways to help you save money because sometimes you can get caught with like a deductible and some outside expenses on a roof replacement that maybe your insurance isn't going to cover. So he's found some good financing available if you need that. But his pricing is fantastic. And he starts by giving you a free, no cost, no obligation roof inspection. 205-542-3531. 205-542-3531. So just up front, he's not getting into your pocket there. He's real honest about things, trustworthy. That's why the insurance providers like him so much. And when they like him, that sort of helps you when you're making your insurance claims too. Off the record, just between you and me. He's got a builder's license, so he can help you with storm damage, roof replacements, and so much more. It's our friend Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing.
The College Football Spotlight.
Sound the alarm. College football's upset alert.
The
I love her
Shannara
voice.
Spotlight. Every single day, she's sounding that alarm every week for us on the Shannara Spotlight. Elite Trial Lawyers, based right here in Birmingham, Alabama. 24 years. The firm has grown to more than 150 lawyers, supported by more than 500 dedicated team members. Their Elite Trial Lawyers have recovered more than $2 billion, maintaining Alexander's core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
So we're going to get Brooks to go first. Just for the record, 93-24, he's been outscored. And this is by cover. He has, on average, lost the cover by 21 points per game.
That's not good, Brooks.
I know. I mean, if this was Jeopardy, I'd be in the negatives, right? I'd be losing money.
Opposite of what we're doing
Yeah,
here.
they would have put you out in the
you don't even get to play
curb.
Final Jeopardy, right?
Thank you for appearing.
Yeah, exactly.
Your screen is dark right now.
Well, I've gone first.
Let's do the standings. Update everybody.
Okay.
Right.
What is the upset alert standings right now? Brooks is new to the show. If you don't know him, Brooks Carter used to work at ABC 30-40 and was an intern over with us at Jocks. He's at the bottom. He is 0.
0.
No relation to Garth and/or Brooks and Dunn. I'm at 5. LT's at 10. We're just playing the cover game. Meanwhile, that little 1 that's in the parentheses out there, those are actually upset alert winners where they actually won the game. Wrong team favorite. Forrester and Brown got them last week, so they get the 5 cover plus the points. That was such a big upset. That's why Forrester is so far in the lead, because Jack State was a bigger upset winner than even Mississippi State, who beat Arizona State. So we're all looking for outright winners, Brooks, but a cover is good. Gets you out of the 0 category. Where are you going this week?
Are y'all making me go first again? I can't defer?
You will go first until you get it right.
Oh, okay.
That's your
I
punishment.
see how it goes.
That's your punishment.
I think someone else on the show picked this, so I won't be alone this week. I'm going to go Florida, plus 9.5. And I'm really proud of my Gator here.
Okay, let's see that Gator.
Whoa, look
wow,
at
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I
Look
mean,
at that. A lot of orange there. New markers.
Yeah. I mean, if you'd like to contribute on buying the markers,
New
go ahead.
markers.
And by the way, your Gator looks a little. I think we're going to see a better Gator here in a second.
I don't know.
From somebody maybe. Yeah. Also, we try not to tip the hand that you may see another Gator out there. Okay.
So we are going 9.5 there, Brooks?
I wonder who's got it.
I mean, my bookie was.
Okay.
Jim has told me you got to add the half to it, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the way we play.
I'm just, playing by the rules I was given.
So 9.5. 9.5.
I like that.
All right.
As I look right now, if you would like for
me
me
to go ahead and go, Donovan?
Let's go with
Live
LT here.
updates.
LT, where are you going to go with this?
You know what? I am going to go to Tiger Stadium, where apparently they're going to be drinking.
Yeah.
And I am taking the Florida Gators plus.
Don't hold that up, man. We'll get tight shot now. Hold it up.
Boy,
that's
look
a
at
good-looking
that logo,
Gator.
Lance.
See,
What
his
amazing
Gator
work
better
out
than
of
your
you.
Gator. Your Gator looks like it's
Okay, behind the curtain, I came
whack-a-mole.
in this morning and I said, is anybody going to take Florida? And Dunaway said, I was going to take Florida, but the drawing didn't work out.
Yeah.
So that was my flex. I went in first attempt.
Now let me see your Gator.
A lot of orange on his.
I was just trying to make it pop in the background.
Yeah, I like that. I like it popping in the background.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
you
tell me.
look like a cartoon Gator. Like it's not going to hurt me. His Gator looks like it's going to hurt me.
Well, look, what looks more like the Florida logo?
I think yours.
Yours.
Because he did the big orange background.
Let's do this. Will you? I mean, I hear you're so creative on social media, so I'm not going to try to tell you. But who wore it best? Like this Florida Gator. Can we put that out?
Yeah, we can just take a picture of it after the segment.
Yeah, and then send it out. Who wore it best?
And
These
Florida
two Gators.
fans will let you know.
Yeah, who wore it best? Those two Gators. All right. I'll go next since I don't have Florida. Anybody else got Florida? Anybody else got Florida?
I am Florida out.
Yeah.
Nope. No
Good.
Florida for me.
Hey, Tyler, by the way, you don't play this game, you're still tied with Brooks.
Wow. I mean,
That's true.
Brooks.
Actually, you've done better than Brooks.
By not picking,
playing,
yeah.
That's true. You haven't lost money. Yeah.
I'm only one ahead of you. One lucky pick.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Toledo barely snuck in to cover 1 week.
I don't need any points.
Yeah. Okay, let me tell you.
Save that.
Jaheim White. I drew my 4th logo today before I read that the starting running back for this team that I pick is done for the season.
My God, you are uncanny.
Yeah.
You are
done
uncanny.
for the season.
Yeah.
Drew the logo. Started off, I drew Oregon State. Cannot draw Beaver. Don't even, horrible.
Yes, I've heard that about you.
Yeah.
A lot of different renditions.
Yeah. Couldn't draw it. I tried Georgia Tech, got finished with that one. Then I checked my bookie. Doesn't fall into our, got to be at least 4.5 window.
It's only 3.5. Dabo has ruined this program.
Only 3.5. So I had to erase Georgia Tech. Then I tried the Gator. Horrible. So then I draw this one because it's simple. Then I find out the starting running back done for the year. Jaheim White done. Good news is I'm getting Jamori Robinson, who was the player of the year in the American last year. I think he plays defense. I didn't do a lot of research, but we're getting him eligible. He's making his debut this week. Side note, my team lost last week.
Oh, bad loss.
On the road to a MAC team, and it cost them hosting game day with Pat McAfee, but I don't care. Mountain Mama, give me West Virginia.
That was a terrible
Boy,
loss.
they dodged a bullet not hosting this game, by the way, because I think
Terrible
Pittsburgh's
loss.
going to kick them in the dick.
Yeah.
Plus 6.5. LT giving me no chance to win this
None
one.
whatsoever. None.
But when in doubt, you go to bubble letters that make up a mountain range in West Virginia. Give me West Virginia.
Good logo. You did a good job on that one.
It's no Gator. I got to stick with just traditional logos.
Just letters.
Do we not have a gold marker?
We
do
don't,
not.
Tyler. That has been an issue, a long-running issue.
And I ruined LT Sharpie.
Yeah, we've had to go with highlighter for
Here's
yellow.
how productive our morning was. We had to send somebody to get.
We got new yellows.
Bo was bringing in this morning?
That's why. Yeah, we got new yellows.
I called Bo pre-show and or texted him, and I'm sure he thought, why the hell is he texting me? And it was, I said, I ruined
urgent.
I ruined LT Sharpie. Please stop and get him one, so it doesn't become a thing.
And I don't think I've ever even used that Sharpie.
I got it off your desk.
I don't know what it was doing there.
I
but-
figured you highlighted trash or something. Let's go to Forrester next with his always creative animations.
Hey guys.
Hey Scott.
Hey Scott.
We're gonna go to Williams-Brice Stadium this
cocky.
week. Williams-Brice Stadium is gonna be rocking. Gonna have the towels waving. Sandstorm is gonna be played at obnoxious volumes. But Diego Pavia, he don't give a piss.
He's
Give me the Commodores plus 5.5.
Eating a W too.
He's eating a W.
Oh man, Shane Bieber's so upset at him.
He's beside himself.
Taking a whiz on the Gamecock. Look at that. Look at Shane.
I'm
Bieber.
upset.
No, he can't do that.
Throw the flag.
I mean, could Game Day have done this?
What? Go to South Carolina for Vandy, South
Yeah.
Carolina? I could have.
I mean, it's the only time you're going to get undefeated.
That's
right?
true. That's a good point.
I mean, is Vanderbilt wins this game? Are they ranked? I think they are.
Probably.
I mean, with this demolition second half against Virginia Tech, and if they go on the road and beat what are they, top 10 now? South Carolina, right at it.
Number 10.
Yeah, I think they're there.
All right, Brown Bandit's back with us after a win. Something.
I'm surprised you're still alive.
Yeah.
Why?
Party.
Oh, my
party.
God.
Party
my
like
gosh.
it's 2023.
I have not slept, boys. We were in Starkville for the game.
Yeah, 2023, man. That's the last time you had an outright winner.
What's that ice cream joint?
In Starkville, it's the State Creamery, Mississippi State Creamery.
It's on campus.
Yeah, they got a good pistachio. And I'll tell you what happened in that game is Kenny Dillingham in that game was worried about food in Starkville, and Jeff Levy said, well, I'll show him.
Yes, here's a spoon
Yeah,
of this.
Levy ate it all.
Jeff Levy was like, if he's worried about not having food,
Dillingham's like, damn, dude,
I'll
you
take
ate
care
all
of
the
that.
food.
Kenny Dillingham, man, he gets upset about stuff too much. That guy needs to chill out.
He really does.
I mean, he is way too upset about stuff. But Mississippi State with a big win for both the State folks and the Brown Bandit. We appreciate you, Mississippi State. I have got one rule and one rule only when it comes to week 3 gambling. Okay? Tyler, you ready for this? This is a rule to live by. If you can find a team that is dead last in their conference in both scoring offense and scoring defense, you pick against them. After 2 weeks, in such games, the Brown Bandit lifetime is 17-0. I have found 17 matchups like this, and lifetime I'm 17-0 in these games. Folks, I have found another one this week. If a team after 2 weeks is dead last in their conference in both scoring offense and scoring defense, you bet against them. And guess who that team is? Power 5 team. Anybody know? Who would you guess right now dead last in their conference in scoring offense and scoring defense in the Power 5? There's only one. There's only one. We're picking against them. Picking against them. I'll give you a hint. They play in the oldest stadium in America, and it's not Legion Field.
UCLA?
UCLA, that's right. And they play a Friday night game against a team that has got a surprisingly difficult logo to draw. When I went to this game and looked at the logo, I'm like, well, I can't draw that logo.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's a tough one. I did not realize they had such an intricate logo. I don't watch a lot of I watch a lot of their games to prepare, but I don't pay attention to their logo. We're going to go with New Mexico. So I drew the state of New Mexico. Very easy to draw, just a lot of straight lines.
Yeah, very formal.
Almost Alabama.
Almost Alabama. It's a fat Alabama. It's Alabama if it ate food in Starkville. It is a fat Alabama. And I drew like their state flag right there in the middle. They got a state flag, which I was going to draw, but a lot of yellow in that state flag. Yeah. And as we have addressed here, yellow very difficult for the draws up here. And Dunaway had used it all for West Virginia.
I've always liked their flag.
Have you? It's very simple, Jim.
Yeah.
It's just yellow with that little.
I like the Lobo. I hate that you didn't at least give it a shot.
Very difficult to draw. We are going to the land of enchantment, boys, as they take on UCLA plus 15.5. Tyler, plus 15.5. Do you think I need those points, Tyler?
We don't need them!
We don't need them, Tyler. That's right. We're going to win this thing straight up. New Mexico upsets UCLA. It's our land of enchantment game of the year, New Mexico.
You guys.
Plus 15.5. We don't need them.
Know what a pain in the ass it is to get in and out of the Rose Bowl. But terrible. I guarantee you, Friday night, you can get in or out quicker than you drew that.
17 fans there, Lance. Over under 17 fans there.
Now, do you think there will be more than 20,000 fans there?
No, not on a Friday night.
No. Mm-mm. They had 35,000 for the Utah game, I believe it was.
Yeah, and that was hard to believe.
And
it didn't look like it.
People were questioning whether that was 35,000 for Utah.
Yeah, you know what the official dog is in the state of New Mexico? The meth lab.
Are you doing comedy too now?
Did you hear about the farmer in New Mexico? Somebody said, hey, do you have any chili peppers? He goes, brother, I got 99 poblanos, but a hatch ain't one.
Yeah. Any more?
Oh, wow.
That's it, guys. 15.5.
Yeah.
So we don't need them.
And we got Tuco coming up in Trash on the Table, by the way. Speaking of New Mexico.
He was one of our guys.
Hey, guys. Why are y'all drawing Gator logos everywhere?
Yeah, this has been a big one. Yeah, with the Gators so much.
Yeah. What do you have? You've got one cricket ball in one hand?
I can bring you the hat if you want.
No. All right, that's Upset Alert. Brought to you today by our friends at Breakline.
Look at that logo. You think I could draw that?
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it's impossible. Plus, we don't have gray. What do you do for gray?
I don't know.
I'd had to go red and black.
Yeah.
BreaklineOptics.com, New Mexico logo.
What your life has turned into one mask to another.
The man behind the mask, Jim.
Yeah.
Breakline Optics. Somebody sent my wife. She had not seen the one last week. Somebody sent her the video. Some of her coworkers said. BreaklineOptics.com. That's where you go to get these great-looking sunglasses and sunglasses like these. These things are built to last. What you getting, Jimmy?
Spinning that Coke around.
Oh, okay. Thank you. These things are built to last. You cannot break these lenses. These are cast-molded, polarized Trivex lenses. We took them out in the parking lot behind our building, hammered them with a mallet. We could not break them. You will not either. These things are built to last. Breakline Optics. They look great. It is a Birmingham-based company, and we're helping you save right now. TNR 30, up to TNR 30, you save 30% off your first order there, or any order at Breakline Optics. I don't know why I made it the first order. Breakline's like, no, Brown, it's any order, you idiot. Any order. TNR 30 helps you save 30% when you go to BreaklineOptics.com. They look great. They last forever. They are fantastic. BreaklineOptics.com. TNR 30 to save 30% at BreaklineOptics.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt, can't work, don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama. No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you, 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC. Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, final hour of the show. We'll get to some of your comments in the chat room in this hour as well. A couple of big stories to report. Before we jump into those, including an interesting number thrown out by Pete Nakos of On3 Sports. I want to tell you this hour is brought to you by our friends at Champy's, world famous fried chicken, champyschicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Tyler, I ask you about once a month. If you were walking through the door, open 2 minutes ago on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and Sterling said, "Hey Tyler, what are you doing here? Why are you not on the show? I was so hungry, I wanted some food at Champy's." He says, "What do you want? It's on me. What would you order?"
Oh, that's tough because I forgot to eat breakfast this morning, so I am
really hungry.
I am very hungry.
You look like a guy that could use 2 big old breasts and a side.
Yeah.
I mean, I could. I like the chicken fingers there, and I've got to save some room for the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, and as well as the baked beans and the potato salad. I love both of those.
All right there at Champy's Chicken. You see it online, champyschicken.com. And take it to the stadium again this weekend or back home to watch it. Go see Sterling and the crew at Champy's.
Scott said he'd eat a margarita in the chat room.
Yeah, I would
Absolutely.
too.
Yeah, so would you?
Yeah.
They
Sounds
got a
pretty
good marg there, don't they?
Wow.
Yeah, Megan.
Forster at 11:03. You must have had a morning. You're ready for a margarita already?
Was that graphic that hard to design that you got to have a marg after it?
I mean, it took a little while.
I mean, Shane Beamer was upset.
So if you have not seen the Pete Nako story that he's putting out,
neither have we.
I can't give. I don't have an On3 subscription, but just what he has tweeted out. Alabama wide receiver is set to make north of a figure he's thrown out. What do you think that figure is for Ryan Williams at Alabama this year?
This is his NIL deal, Lance.
According to Pete Nakos. And it has a quote from Ryan Williams here.
Yeah, and again, I think he is the highest paid player on this roster. I would say 1.25.
Pete Nakos on 3 Sports. Alabama wide receiver Ryan Williams is set to make north of $1.8 million this season. Second most in college football for wide receivers. Williams told On3 in an interview that Jeremiah Smith, quote, had the better season last year. This time around, I hope I can flex, end quote. And then I can't get into the story to see all the details or any of that, but $1.8 million north of that, according to Pete Nakos and Ryan Williams in that story. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. He's got to start producing. Again, Alabama doesn't spend like some of the other programs. It's comparable with some of the programs, but if your highest paid player, first of all, he's got to be on the field. But secondly,
you can't help a concussion. I mean, that was a hit. That was a tough hit.
I'll give you can't help concussions, but you can work on not dropping the football. And drops have been a problem since middle of last year. And I mean, look, he said it. He wants to flex, and he wants to be the best wide receiver in college football. He's got plenty of time to do it. Hopefully for Alabama fans, it starts against Wisconsin this weekend. I mean, going back to the Georgia game last year, that's where he dazzled. So he'll have that opportunity in a couple of weeks in Athens.
Jeremiah Smith, 11 catches, 162 yards, 2 touchdowns. The guy he is going against. 11 catches, 162 yards, 2 touchdowns.
And truthfully, a lot of that came last week.
Yeah, Alabama has got a receiver that's got 11 catches, 213 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
We talked to him yesterday.
He's not named Ryan Williams.
Yeah, you can see our interview with him yesterday.
That's right. So,
but okay, that's the real question here. When does, if you're the opposing defensive coordinator, we'll say this week from Wisconsin, maybe a bad example. We'll say Georgia. Glenn Schumann, Kirby Smart, they're in a room. When do you start shifting more of your focus off of Ryan Williams to Bernard?
Oh, I would already start.
I think you would do it in that game.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that, I mean, how much Ryan Williams do you anticipate you see against Wisconsin?
I don't know.
Well,
we'll know more Wednesday.
Yeah.
I said this against Florida State. You don't need Tim Keenan. You don't need Jam Miller to beat Florida State or Wisconsin. Completely wrong on that.
Yeah.
Wisconsin's not even in Florida State's league.
No, they're not. And I just don't know that if he's at all, if the concussion stuff is lingering, I mean, he's got to be cleared first. I mean,
right.
This is not like a knee injury where, he can gut through this. I mean,
Jim Miller's chomping at the bit to get back out
right.
there. Keenan's close, but off of that tightrope.
Yeah.
Probably better to save him for Georgia. Got a bye week
I
coming up.
don't know how much Ryan Williams you've seen. So what you're going to get going into Georgia is what you've already seen. But now, look, they've seen plenty on film, and there's not another team out there that can tell you what a elite Ryan Williams can do to them more than Georgia. Georgia saw it for themselves last year.
Cost them the game.
So, I mean, if there's any team that it's hard to say, we're going to focus more on the other guy, it's going to be Georgia, right? Like if Glenn Schumann says, Kirby, I've developed the game plan. We're going to focus our attention on Jeremy Bernard. He's going to say, Glenn, do you remember last year's game, Glenn? You remember it last year? And Schumann's going to have to say, yeah, but I saw everything he's done since then. Bernard's the better of the two receivers.
Well, that was a game of two halves.
It was a crazy game, but Williams was big in both those hats.
Brandy's going to tell us about Alabama Power, and then we'll hear from Ryan Grubb. Tell us about the great folks at Alabama Power, how they're keeping you with storm season. It happens year-round here in the South.
It does. It absolutely does, and they want to make sure that you are in your safe place when you need to be. Severe weather can pop up when you least expect it, and it's why Alabama Power is always ready with the tech and know-how to get your power back on fast. With tools to prevent outages and a team on call 24/7, Alabama Power is there to keep you safe and in the loop. You can stay ahead, too. Head to alabamapower.com/storm for storm safety tips, how to report an outage, and how to stay updated when storms are coming. alabamapower.com/storm.
One thing I loved about Ty Simpson, he talked after the ULM game and going after the Florida State game. He wants to be coached hard. And Ryan Grubb talked about that yesterday as they get ready for Wisconsin coming to town. And I find this interesting and refreshing from Ryan Grubb. Listen in.
Ty said after the game he was coached really hard last week and wants to continue to be coached hard. What does that kind of tell you about him?
That's not surprising. I mean, that's something that Ty certainly, shared with me as well. And, that was something I told him after the first game was, I told you everybody on the team's got to look inward and, what we can own. And I thought maybe I wasn't, hard enough on Ty. And, I didn't harden him enough for the moment of the first week. And I told him I wouldn't, make that mistake again.
Yeah,
I wasn't hard enough on you, and I will not make that mistake again.
No, but I like that being a coach's son, he has seen hard coaching in his life and what that could do. I'm that way. I always wanted to be coached hard. Biggest influence in my life, one of them was Billy Woodham, my high school coach, and he coached me hard. He changed me. And I think some people get motivated that way, and some people don't like that, but some people do. They need that. And Ty's admitted he needs that. But I'm refreshed by the fact that Ryan Grubb says, I didn't do a good enough job. I wasn't hard enough on you to get you ready to open up on the road at Florida State. That was on me.
Again, though, that loss is not on Ty at all. I mean, I see what he's saying, and I think Ty's got a lot of room to grow, but that loss had nothing to do with Ty Simpson.
Yeah, it didn't, but they could have. He could have. He could have
if
bailed
he
him
would have
out.
played at elite football,
if he throws for 353 and 4 touchdowns, it's a different game, obviously. But I'm with Lance. I mean, you don't pin it on Ty Simpson by any stretch of the imagination. But I see what you're saying too.
If you're able to answer,
Ty wasn't great.
If you're able to answer every, defensive nonstop, every Florida State touchdown with your own touchdown, then that helps.
Yeah.
Keeps you in the game.
You're at least in overtime, right?
Yeah.
That is interesting. And you're right. I mean, you got to coach different players different ways, too, though. I know what you're saying, Dunaway, is you wanted to be coached that way. Ty Simpson wants to be coached that way. Not every player reacts that way. And, Ryan Grubb is still kind of new in this, so learning that for each player is probably, chances are you don't coach Ryan Williams the same way you coach Ty Simpson. And for Grubb to have to learn that, I do think it is an interesting reflection, though, to say I did not coach him hard enough, and I told him I'll never make that mistake again.
Yeah, not going to make that mistake.
Well, you better like to be coached hard when a coach says, I didn't coach you hard enough, and I'm not making that mistake again.
Yeah. Wisconsin this weekend. That was such a big moment last year. Big noon kickoff early in the season.
The clock management at the end of the first half, getting aggressive with DeBoer.
It was the first time you saw from Jalen Milroe. He made some NFL throws in that game.
He did.
The first touchdown to Ryan Williams was an NFL throw. The one he made right there, like Lance was talking about at the end of the half to Jeremy Bernard, was an NFL throw. That was, he had not played Georgia yet. That was the first time you're like, this guy's not just a running back there. He could throw the football, too.
And the way Kalen DeBoer approached the end of the half there, where I really believe Nick Saban would have taken it to the house in that situation.
He was notorious for taking timeouts to the locker room,
Yeah, but DeBoer did not, got a big touchdown. And ironically, though, as Wisconsin comes to town, think about this. They would have played they're going to end up playing 120 minutes of football against Alabama in this home-and-home series. And for Wisconsin, they're going to end up playing about 3 snaps with their starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Because they lost him early in that game last year.
Yeah.
And now this year, different starting quarterback.
Yeah, Billy Edwards more than likely won't play.
They're coming with QB2 again.
And I wonder what the Wisconsin turnout will be. I mean, again, if you haven't heard yet, we will be broadcasting from Galette's. We're going to have a time change instead of our normal 9 to 12. We're going to be out there 11 to 2 with our friends at Bud Light. So looking forward to that. But I'm sure if Wisconsin fans hear that, they can start drinking at 11 o'clock. They'll be there.
Yeah, it's noon their time, right? It is so weird when you see this from Wisconsin. They are 14th in the Big Ten in rushing. Like, they don't have a quarterback. They're 13th in passing. I'm looking at that right now, 235 a game, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. But they're 14th in the league in the Big Ten through 2 games in rushing. And
Slowly, they have gotten worse
really
every
have.
year under Luke Fickell. When he first took over, Braylon Allen was still there, who's now with the Jets. But this is just not a Wisconsin that you recognize at all.
No, it is. And, Jim, when I say they're 14th in the league in rushing offense, I want you to keep in mind they've played Miami of Ohio and Middle Tennessee State, and they're 14th in the league in rushing. They rushed for 165 against Miami, 153 against Middle Tennessee State. That's not Wisconsin football. It's not what you're used to seeing Wisconsin do over the years, and it just looks so weird to see them there.
Yep. So that's who Alabama gets this week, 11 o'clock. Coming up on Saturday, Auburn with South Alabama for homecoming coming up. The big one down in Baton Rouge with Florida and LSU. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. Dare I say, a lot of fans are thirsty for Billy Napier's job. Game day deserves the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar because fan work is thirsty work. Here's Billy Napier on the State of the Florida program.
I know you've said a lot of these things are fixable, and I'm sure you maybe have seen the sky is falling type reactions, but just your level of confidence that this program is closer than maybe a lot of people believe, and that a lot of these things are correctable. And
yeah, now look, I this team, we have work to do in front of us. We got a lot of football ahead, so yeah, I would expect nothing less, right? So it comes with the territory, okay? There's no scenario where you're not going to be criticized when you lose like that. So we understand that, I think that's part of it. So I think the key is that we take ownership. We don't make excuses. We're solution-oriented. We stick together, and we work on our plan to improve and get better in some of those areas. So we're going to find out. That's what I would say.
Well, I tell you, when coaches get on the hot seat and they start saying stuff like they're going to find out and all that stuff.
It really is almost impossible to flip once you get on the wrong side of it. And especially in the SEC because the games are so difficult.
Tell me what could flip it in these next 4. Tell me the outcome of these next 4 that could flip it for Billy Napier. Back to the right side. For those that do not know,
3-1.
They are at LSU Saturday night. They are at
by the way, at LSU, 2 people picked them in the upset alert.
That is true.
Go ahead.
All right. At Miami. After that is a primetime game as well. Bye week.
But we really don't know what Miami is yet.
We don't. We're about to see them play a common opponent and you can't base everything on common opponents, by the way. That'll be a popular thing to do. If Miami blows out South Florida, they'll be like, oh, my God, they're going to kill Florida. You got to be really careful playing that game.
But if
the common opponent game is a lying game for you.
If Texas A&M beats Notre Dame and South Florida beats Miami, then who really is Miami?
Yeah. Well, and speaking of Texas A&M, if that happens.
So LSU, Miami, then A&M?
LSU and Miami on the road. No, bye week, Texas at home, and then at A&M.
Yeah,
that's their next 4. So you say 3-1 in that stretch, and this is forgotten about.
If he's 3-1 in the SEC with those 4 games,
you've forgotten South Florida at that point, and Billy Napier's back on the good side.
How many times does Notre Dame bring up who'd they lose to last year in September?
Northern Illinois.
Yep.
But that was.
that was.
But Notre Dame didn't lose again. So if they go 4-0, it's completely forgotten.
Oh, it is completely forgotten at that point. Yeah.
Everybody expected them to be 2-0. But after the first 6 games, your expectation was 5-1.
I know, but it just feels different when one of them is South Florida. It's going to feel different. I know what you're saying, Lance.
Yeah, I think 3-1 you can stomach it. But then quickly, if he loses, is there another game after that that you're not supposed to lose?
This schedule's full of
No, but I'm saying, is there a game you're not supposed to lose?
Mississippi State homecoming. You play Texas at Texas A&M, and State comes to your place. Now, we may be overvaluing State based on a win over Arizona State, but I think they're improved, don't you?
Yeah,
and Blake Shapen's a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah,
and you got him at homecoming.
They're definitely improved.
You got him at homecoming at the end of a tough stretch. You're at Kentucky, I didn't see anything in Kentucky that scares me, but you got to go up there and play them. They can muck a game up. Ole Miss had to fight tooth and nail to get that win. I mean, those are losable games, not to mention the fact you still got to play Georgia. You've still got to go to the aforementioned Ole Miss Rebels. You've got to host Tennessee, who's right now got the best offense in America, and statistically. And again,
USC does.
And again, who knows what Florida State is? I mean, who knows what Florida State is?
Well, I think we know. They're really good.
Well, all right, so you get to play them if
they beat Alabama. Here's Brian Kelly getting asked about Billy Napier and the fact that people are calling for him to be fired now. If you're the home team this week, you don't need anybody circling the wagons like happens in this situation. Brian Kelly knows this and has been there before. In fact, he's actually heard people saying maybe he should be fired at some point.
So Billy Napier, I know you have some experience playing against him. I'm wondering, I'm asking this in the context of, a lot of people calling for his head down there. You don't have to comment on that, but I would welcome it.
Crazy.
But,
Craziness.
But what have you learned about him as a coach, and what are your impressions
He's a really
of him?
good football coach. He knows his team. He knows what their strengths and weaknesses are. You can see it on film. He's building a culture that is fit to his eye in terms of what he wants to do. He's doing it his way. And that's awesome. I think that, look, I came in here, right, and Ed was here. He won a national championship, right? But he did it his way, right? It was his way, and that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the way they wanted to make a change. I do it my way. It takes time to put in your philosophy and the way you like to do things. I do them a lot different than Ed does. But he still won, right? They asked for a change. I came. It takes time to make that change. And it's the same thing with Billy. Billy's come in after 2 or 3 other head coaches that changed the way the other coaches did it. And now he's starting to stabilize that program. So people talk about whatever they want. It's crazy. It takes you what it takes. And he'll get that thing where he wants it. I think he's got it right now. They beat us last year.
They're kind of interesting, I appreciate the fact he's doing it his way. Ed did it his way. Now, they fired Ed, but Ed did it his way.
Also won a national championship.
But they fired him. Fired him.
I've got a feeling that Florida's going to win this game. I really do. I don't think Caden Durham's going to have success running the football. Nussmeier is, turns it over once or twice. Lagway's got to play so much better.
Oh.
I mean, I am shocked at how bad he was.
I would tell you this. I would say that if you're just going trends or angles, I don't think we're fantastic right now in the perfection of overreacting sports media in America, and the overreaction that we have done to Kalen DeBoer in week 1 and now to Billy Napier. I mean, both of them lost games they were not supposed to lose. I just think we're in a world where there are going to be losses, and I just don't remember us always overreacting to one loss way we do.
I don't know that we're overreacting on Napier, though. I mean, this guy has coached 40 games in
I,
Gainesville, and he's 20-20.
The Alabama overreaction to the Florida State loss, I get it. It was terrible body language. It was week 1. It was supposed to be a special year, and it still can be. But I also understand Florida's concern because if you've got this schedule coming up and you lost to a Group 5 at home. The last Group 5, or let me rephrase. The last team from the state of Florida that beat the Gators in Gainesville, not named Florida State or Miami.
Wait a minute.
No, not named Florida State or Miami.
Oh, I think you told us this. Was it 1938?
Yeah, 1938.
Yeah. Who was it, though? Who was it?
Yeah, it was Stetson.
Yeah,
1938.
Yeah, did you say Stetson?
Yeah, I don't remember you saying Stetson.
Yeah, I remember you saying 1938.
1938 yesterday. Yeah.
So,
Stetson.
But I'm just saying, if you're a Florida fan, the expectation was DJ Lagway was going to save us, and the way we had a little momentum coming from last year, and then you lose to in-state South Florida. So I get the overreaction there.
Okay, here is a stat from our buddy Connor O'Gara. Okay. Connor does great work at CJ O'Gara. 112 FBS quarterbacks have attempted at least 5 passes that travel 20 yards downfield, 20 yards or plus. 112 have 5. As Connor says, DJ Lagway is not in that group. Why are they not throwing the ball down the field?
Well, they didn't have to against Long Island, and they just didn't have the opportunities against South Florida. They played it close to the vest.
They didn't have to against Long Island. They couldn't against South Florida. They didn't have time.
I mean, he's 73rd in QBR right now, DJ Lagway, and I thought he was going to be one of these quarterbacks that we weren't talking about that was going to be, having a really good year. It's still good.
That is a little prep on LSU and Florida as we get ready for another big weekend happening. The show being brought to you by our friends at MyBookie, mybookie.ag. I'm wondering, as we do our friends at mybookie.ag, any movement on Georgia, Tennessee today? Because that was a big moving line yesterday.
I will tell you right now, it's at 3.5. Georgia 3.5. That's where I first saw it today. It opened as high as 7 in some places. Is that right? Total of 49.5 in that game in Knoxville. As I mentioned, and I was swiftly corrected by Trojan Lance over here. Tennessee, the 4th best scoring offense in America. They say that's going to slow down a little bit, Vegas does, against Georgia. Just a total of 49.5.
Hey, are we kind of handcuffing these Clemson, Georgia Tech, and the Georgia, Tennessee games?
Why are we handcuffing them?
Well, I'm just saying because the numbers are so small. People look up and they're like, damn, Georgia and Clemson, top 5 teams. These are teams that we kind of booked already in the college football playoff. Now they have a chance at getting upset. There is a similarity, too.
Home dogs.
Clemson has won 8 straight against Georgia Tech. Georgia has won 8 straight against Tennessee.
It's time. Clemson, a 3.5-point favorite over Georgia Tech, so the point spread's even the same. Total of 54.5 in that one. Alabama, 21-point, 3-touchdown favorite over Wisconsin with a total of 47. Auburn in homecoming, a 25-point favorite over South Alabama with a 53.5-point total. You want some scoring? Texas Tech, Oregon State, point total of 61. The Red Raiders scoring some points this year. If they played Baylor in a Big 12 game, they don't. But if they did, whoo. I don't know what you'd have to put the total at with those two. All right, all those games are at mybookie.ag. Code next round. When you sign on at mybookie.ag, you sign up for your account right there at mybookie.ag. When you sign up, you use code next round. Your first bet is going to be covered by a $500 bet back bonus. $500 bet back bonus. Here's how that works. You sign up, you use code next round, you make your bet. Up to $500, you lose that bet. They say, hey, we got you covered. Right back into your account. You can play again. That's how they want it to be so pleasurable when you start at mybookie.ag. They're willing to do that for you. A $500 bet back bonus at mybookie.ag when you use code next round. You can bet anything, anytime, anywhere in the world with mybookie.ag. Code next round.
Before we get back to the NFL, we'll do that in the next segment with our NFL overreaction. There is a commercial that has been running both weekends I've been watching. Have you noticed it? Cody Campbell, that's the billionaire guy, I think, that's in that commercial.
Oh, is that him? Is he the Texas? I know it's at Texas Tech Stadium.
Yeah, I think that's the Sports Broadcasting 1961.
Yeah, he says that's the only way college athletics can compete is if Congress updates the Sports Broadcasting Act.
Yeah. So I don't know if you're like me, you've been sitting there going, what the hell is this commercial about?
Because it looks like he's running for office, but he's not. He's just not. Imploring Congress to get involved.
Yeah. The Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961 is what gave the NFL its antitrust status. And he wants that for college athletics. And he also wants the ability for each school to partner up and do its own television rights and things like that. Obviously, the SEC and the Big Ten offices think this is a dangerous precedent to do it that way. They think it's going pretty good the way it is. But
well, ask Texas how that went.
This guy, Cody Campbell, thinks there's more money to be made out there if they can get some changes to this 1961 Sports Broadcasting Act that frees it up a little bit. I don't know all the details about it, but that's what that's about, trying to get the antitrust part of college athletics.
So that's the same act that keeps the NFL from playing Friday games, right?
Friday night games.
Friday night games.
I honestly don't think I've seen this.
Yeah, it's
you have
run.
not seen one of these commercials?
I don't think I have.
Oh, my God.
You're on that 4K feed where they don't show commercials.
I mean,
yeah, it's run a good bit.
I mean, again, the Meghan Trainor thing.
Oh, you've seen the heck out of that one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but he's walking. That is Texas Tech Stadium, obviously. AT&T Jones Field, I think is the name of it. And he's walking in that stadium. It looks like a political ad. Like the first time I saw it, I thought, this guy's running for office in Texas? Why am I seeing this? But yeah, he is just imploring Congress to update this act. But for those that don't know, this act was enacted to keep the NFL from playing on what were viewed as college days. So the NFL is still limited by this, right? When they can play Friday games. It allows them, for some reason, to play a Labor Day game and a Black Friday game. But the Friday after Labor Day, first week of the NFL, and a Black Friday game. Because I guess that's where the dates fall. The limitations.
They have to. The only way they can play the Friday game is because of it's not in the United States.
Oh, is that it?
That's why that Friday game's been in Brazil for the last 2 years.
And then the Black Friday game wasn't limited. It's outside the day. It's a day game. They can't play it at night. Yep. Okay, I got you. Interesting. Yeah. So that's not really what he's even talking about there.
No, he wants the antitrust stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that they can, sort of control the spending and the lawsuits.
Well, I haven't really paid attention to the commercial simply because at the first I thought it was a political ad. And I was like, well,
you don't vote in his district.
I don't vote in that election, so I'm not really going to pay attention.
That's what that's about. And I from what I could tell from reading that the SEC and the Big Ten are not all for everything he's supporting. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out. He of course cares about Texas Tech and the Big 12.
So much so that he founded their NIL, their collective, after selling his $4 billion business. And he's probably funding that commercial. You think he's funding that out of his own pocket?
100%.
Yeah, well, he's got the
100%.
money.
Our friends at Bojangles brings us our tender moment of the day when we're talking about off-quirky things in college athletics. Let's go to Jordan Hudson of North Carolina. Tell us about Bojangles.
Oh, Jordan Hudson. Bojangles has 7 sauces that go great with their hand-breaded chicken tenders, and they will go great for your tailgating or your college football watch parties this weekend. You can make it bow time for those, and tomorrow morning for breakfast, you can make it bow time as well. That pork chop griller is back. You have missed it. You don't have to miss it any longer. It is back at your local Bojangles, but for a limited time, all its tender marinated glory is right there at Bojangles. So whether it's for tailgating or your college football watch party or that pork chop griller breakfast tomorrow morning, make it bow time.
By the way, Jordan Hudson and Bill took 4 L's yesterday. She tried to get 4 things trademarked, and they all got shut down. She was trying to get the phrase "do your job" trademarked.
Are you serious?
Ignore the noise, no days off, and the Bellastrator. But the way she was trying to get it trademarked was, tell me she's 24 without saying she's 24. Do your job, Bill's version. Ignore the noise, Bill's version.
Who's this?
No days off, Bill's version. The Bellastrator, Bill's version. Basically off of Taylor's version. She wanted them all to be trademarked Bill's version with that in there and trademark those phrases. And
those didn't get passed.
The trademark people said, to avoid confusion, we are denying your trademark requests.
I mean, this was after she tried to get Chapel Bill trademarked, right? And
I don't know how that one turned out.
I don't either, but there's several other. I mean, that's my point. Those aren't the only 4 she was going after.
Yeah, the Bellastrator, I didn't like that either.
Is it Bill-astrator?
Bell, B-E-L, as in Belichick.
Oh.
The Bellastrator.
Well, that's dumb. I mean, Jay Billis was the Billastrator. He's obviously Duke guy.
So was trying not to do that with Belichick. Meanwhile, after they were 20-3, fascinating win over Charlotte, his first win as a college coach, he had this to say about his fight with the New England Patriots. Until yesterday, he was not allowing the New England Patriot scouts to be in North Carolina's facilities.
Obviously, reports this week of New England Patriot scouts being banned from practice. Just want to give you the opportunity to comment on that and provide some sort of explanation on that.
Yeah, well, no, it's clear that I'm not welcome there around their facility, and so they're not welcome in ours.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, he even said that.
Mike Vrabel came out yesterday and says, I want to clear this up. Bill Belichick is welcome at our facility anytime he wants to come back. So it turns out North Carolina likely are going to let the Patriot scouts back on campus.
Well, I mean, Belichick should be welcome there.
I would agree. I mean,
But I mean, this whole thing is so petty back and forth.
It really is.
But it's the Kraft, the owner in Belichick.
Oh, I get it.
Now, Vrabel, who played for Belichick, has gone to Kraft and says, I'm going to say he's welcome. You're okay with that? And Vrabel has the juice to do that right now. So Vrabel has come out and said, Bill is welcome in our facility anytime he wants to come.
Yeah. So there was speculation.
Meanwhile, we're not going to scout your team because they suck.
Yeah, I mean, we're not really hurting ourselves by not scouting your team. There was speculation, though, that actually state law was going to get in the way of this. Like Belichick was not going to be able to limit them because of state law or something like that. That if the Patriots wanted to challenge it, since it is a state-run institution, that Belichick was not going to be able to back this up. So this was probably not going to last very long anyway.
When we come back, more NFL, some overreactions from week 1 that went in the books last night with the Vikings beating the Bears 27-24. Show being brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Hot and cold. One thing to remember about Hemp Hill, if you've got heating or cooling or plumbing problems, they got a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week emergency hotline.
And they are on top of it. Adam, Chad, Andrew, all the guys there. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you. If you experience any plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or business, hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama. No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Back back with you on the next round. We're about to do some NFL overreactions with only 94.1% of the NFL games left in the season. Let's overreact to some things, brought to you by Alexander Shannara.
Alexander Shannara, trial attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, Shannara.com. Shannara.com is the website to go to. He is a Birmingham guy, and his mission was creating a firm that could handle any issue his community of Birmingham faced. Well, they now not only handle personal injury claims that you're aware of, but also claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
It's not an overreaction. It's just a fact. It's a stat that the Baltimore Ravens coach, John Harbaugh, has 17 blown double-digit leads in his career with Baltimore, most by any coach since 1991.
Yeah, that's shocking.
Difficult to believe there.
Especially with the defenses he usually rolls out.
Well, and their ability to run, they lead the NFL in rushing every year.
17 times he's blown a 10 or more point lead in a game, most by any coach in the NFL. Overreaction. Ravens. Done?
Ha! The overreaction to me is that anybody other than Baltimore is the best team in the NFL. There you go.
I do
Baltimore's
think
the best team in the
Baltimore
NFL.
is. I mean, you had a flukish fumble.
That's right.
I mean,
Derrick Henry's going to fumble that ball
Now-
1 out of 1,000 times.
Now, to a lot of people's point on Harbaugh should have gone for it on fourth down, I would have punted, and obviously it didn't work out. But this is not a Ravens defense we have seen in the past. They are a little leaky, but a lot of teams are going to be that when they go against Josh Allen.
They've still got Marlon Humphrey on a corner, who is one of the best in the NFL. They've still got Kyle Hamilton at safety, who's one of the best in the NFL.
Both banged up, by the way.
They are both banged up. That's the NFL life. I know you don't expect it in week 1, but that's what happens in the
Yeah, I
NFL.
wouldn't overreact. That's an amazing stat because I think if
really
you
is.
asked 30 writers to write down their top 5 coaches in the NFL, I would say 25 would have Harbaugh in their top 5.
And I know people think I'm just saying this because I hate Buffalo. Buffalo's a fantastic team. I couldn't believe Baltimore was favored in that game. But watching that game, and everybody's going to say, but the Buffalo Bills won. I get it. The best team doesn't always win a given game. Watching that game, Baltimore's the better team. I think they're the best team in the NFL.
Give me some overreactions from you guys that you think people are overreacting to. If not, I got a couple of more here I can throw at you.
Bo Nix, sophomore slump.
That's one of mine,
Ooh,
right?
boy,
Is it truly going to be a sophomore slump? We know Denver's defense. Denver, one of 3 teams to not allow a touchdown through 1 week. The Commanders, the Rams, and Denver were the teams that didn't allow a touchdown. But offensively, Denver looked out of sorts. And I don't know if the Titans' defense is this much improved, but Bo Nix to go out there and turn it over like he did 3 times. Can't do that, especially at home against a rookie quarterback in Tennessee.
Do you throw Drake May possibly into the sophomore
Yeah,
slump?
I saw a lot of positives from Drake May, and Vrabel comes in and takes it over. You just mentioned that, but it's still an incomplete. I think Drake May is going to be good, but I don't know.
I mean, the Patriots are at Miami Sunday, and Miami was the worst team in week 1, bar none.
Here's an overreaction.
Worse than the Saints, worse than everybody.
Or is it?
What?
Can I go on and say the Jets are the second best team in the AFC East?
Well, I was about to say that, Lance, is that the Patriots are Miami, and the loser of that game, we
know Buffalo's clear-cut the best.
There's no doubt they are.
But can we say the Jets are the second best team in the East?
I need to see it more than 1 week out of the Jets. But
Fields look comfortable.
This is. I mean, so you're saying the Jets are the best among the Jets, Dolphins, and Patriots? It's not even.
But I mean, how often could you ever say that about the Jets?
No, you're right. It hasn't been recent.
CBS Sports Power Rankings has Tampa Bay 4th in the NFL. That seems to be, if they were 10th, I would take it.
Well, I mean,
4th is a huge overreaction.
Just to make this point, if that ball from Baker Mayfield is a little bit underthrown and either gets knocked away or intercepted, you wouldn't be saying this.
No.
So the difference in them being 4th or 10th or 11th is 1 completed pass?
Well, it's the NFL, though. Where are the Rams on that? Probably 8 or 9?
I didn't look.
Okay. The only reason I say this, if Nate Landman doesn't punch that ball out and they do go in.
Yeah, I think you only lose. Then
the Rams, from 7, 8, 9, wherever they're ranked right now, probably to 15 to 18. So I think a lot of that happens.
C.J. Stroud, by the way, must have watched Bull Durham. He says after going back and watching the tape, he is tired of all the lollygagging. He actually used that word, big in Bull Durham. and basically he's going to challenge his teammates to take their job a little bit more serious. That from C.J. Stroud of the Texans.
That Texans defense is legitimate. I just don't know about the offense. Like C.J. Stroud was one of those guys that had the sophomore slump, had 5 interceptions first year, had 12 last year. Completion percentage was down. Wins were down. I don't know how good he's going to be. I think he's going to be a solid quarterback, but you don't have a lot of playmakers. You know, Chubb's trying to reinvent his career there in Houston. You've obviously got Nico Collins. But I just don't know about that Texans offense.
You want something for the chat room?
Yeah, one more from me. Raiders are back.
Nah, they just beat the Patriots. I know it was on the road, but I don't think they're back.
Okay, let me say
this. I know
this.
you love you some Ashton Genty.
Well, I love me some Genty, and he wasn't good. Look, they're going to figure out a way to use him. Bowers really didn't do anything. But
I thought Bowers was over 100 yards.
You've got Did Bowers go over 100 yards? You've got a veteran quarterback. I mean, Bowers is my tight end. I didn't think he had that big of a game. Yeah, he did. He had 103. I dominated, so
you just couldn't pay attention.
But, you've got your best quarterback there in a while. I mean, you can make an argument that Derek Carr was right there with Geno Smith, but you've got Pete Carroll. That's a big difference for the culture of that team. They just looked like they were ready to play.
From the chat, overreaction, Russ is cooked. I don't know if that's an overreaction.
No,
I mean, they're probably about to go to Jackson Dart or lose the locker room.
I don't know if it was true or not, but I saw yesterday Brian Dable on my feed. I didn't check to see if it was a true statement or just false reporting, but Brian Dable went to the front office, to the ownership group, and say, hey, do I have an okay to move to Jackson Dart?
I mean, I think you've got to.
Yeah, he should be able to do that. I think his head coach, and he was part of, that war room that drafted Jackson Dart, and, he put his stamp of approval on it. I understand some of these quarterbacks you don't want to rush, but watching Jackson Dart early, remember, he's a older quarterback too. Multiple years at USC, 3 years at Ole Miss, so, he's older than probably half the starting quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
2-0 Troy, overreaction. Daniel Jones will be in the MVP. He doesn't get to play Miami every week.
That is
nobody's
massive overreaction. Not an overreaction is Detroit taking steps backwards.
Well, and that's why somebody says in the chat, let me dig back up through here.
Detroit is done is an overreaction.
Well, King MJ says, Brown, you think Baltimore is better than Green Bay? I think Baltimore was playing a better team on the road than Green Bay was playing at home. And now I know Green Bay looked really, really good against the Lions, but I do think the Lions are going to take a step back.
Oh, and look, Jordan Love is getting better and better, and he is going to end up being, a top 10 quarterback this year.
Looks fantastic.
But the defense is probably better than the Ravens, but the Green Bay, they don't have Derrick Henry and they don't have Lamar Jackson.
Overreaction from Matt, Chargers in the AFC title game.
I said the Chargers were going to win the West before the season. I will stick with that. I would not be surprised at all.
They're already a game up on the Chiefs.
Justin Herbert's going to have to make a little magic in the postseason against really good quarterbacks.
Could the Chiefs miss the playoffs?
No. I don't think so.
What about Aaron Rodgers? Steelers okay going to the playoffs?
Here's the problem with the Steelers. I don't know if you guys would agree. As good as Aaron Rodgers looked,
their defense was worse.
That's their identity is the defense, and how, the defense, even with bad quarterback play the last couple of years, has kept them in every game and kept them, from being a sub-500 team. But the defense giving up that amount of points to the Jets is a little disturbing.
It's concerning. I mean, when Justin Fields puts, 32?
Yeah,
32 on you. I've got to step back and look and say, was that my defense? Did he catch lightning in a bottle? What happened there?
Before we do trash, the show being brought to you by a couple of great folks. Michelson Laser Vision is one of those. Tell us about Michelson.
Yeah, 205-969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the LASIK procedure in the state of Alabama in 1995. Make the phone call that I made over 20 years ago, 205-969-8100. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com. But you guys have sharded, right?
I have. Yeah. I think every man's
that could be it.
I think you're reading way too much into this.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy, and that was very, very quick. Raymond Cruz, the actor who played drug lord Tuco Salamanca on Breaking Bad.
Great
he was, and he was scary. He's one of those where you saw it, you're like, this guy's got to be a criminal in real life.
Oh, yeah. Did they drag this guy out of the cartel to act? Yeah.
Well, he was arrested Monday, September 8th, on suspicion of misdemeanor battery. Now, the incident occurred around 10:40 a.m. According to LAPD officer David Kuehler, told people, quote, there were basically a dispute between victim, which is when Cruz allegedly sprayed water towards the victim. Now, Cruz's talent agent Rafael Burko tells People that Cruz was washing his car in front of his home in L.A. when a white minivan with 3 women parked a, quote, half inch from his bumper. Burko says Cruz asked him to move their vehicle. Burko went on to say they said no. He goes on, come on, move your car. You're not giving me room, and it's going to get wet. So he said, okay. And then he started to clean his car, and they started filming him. Burko says he asked them not to film him, and, quote, when he turned around to tell them to stop filming, he was still hosing his car. Some of the water from the hose hit the car and spilled onto their car. And then, believe it or not, one of them called the police. And somehow, someone who's never been arrested in his life, someone who played a police detective for 15 years on The Closer and Major Crimes. I didn't realize this guy played the other side of the law on these shows.
Did he?
Yeah, was put into handcuffs and taken to jail.
Because I was thinking he probably calls his talent agent every day and is like, hey, is anybody doing a show that involves a drug cartel? No, sorry. All right, I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay, so like intense movies, The Sorcerer, you guys probably never seen it. The Hurt Locker, very intense movies. That scene, that one episode in Breaking Bad where he kept dinging the bell.
Yeah.
And you had Walt and Jesse in that house with Tuco going nuts and doing a bunch of meth lines. That was one of the most intense scenes I've ever seen in anything.
Did you make it that far for that scene? Yeah, you made that scene. And you gave up after that. Most people are like, oh, that's when the show really gets going.
That's when they were trying to poison the burrito, right?
Yeah,
and it got to...
and that's when he kept dinging.
Ding, 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 ding. Hector kept dinging the bell. The 2 brothers in the boots.
Oh,
I mean, those
such good characters.
They are.
Never said a word, did they?
They did not the whole time. They
didn't need to.
That time Walt's in the shower, they're just sitting on the foot of his bed right there.
Okay, where are you guys on Fruity Pebbles or Cocoa Pebbles?
Neither? If you had to pick one?
They get soggy too quick.
Yep.
But the initial flavor is pretty good.
Fruity Pebbles if I had to pick one.
Yeah, I would too.
I go Cocoa Pebbles.
Really?
I will like the Cocoa Pebbles. Not as much as Cocoa Puffs, but sometimes I like the Cocoa Pebble texture better.
Okay, just reading directly here. Ditch your wallet, forget credit cards, and leave cash behind when you attend the Pebbles Pay Tour at select Walmart locations. The Pebbles Pay Tour will make 4 stops, and fans who stop by can exchange a handful of pebbles, rocks, or stones and receive a free box of Fruity Pebbles or Cocoa Pebbles cereal. Now, these funds will be the only currency accepted on the Pebbles Pay Tour this September. The tour will visit 3 cities with rock in their name, plus a stop in Bentonville, Arkansas, home to the Walmart headquarters.
Is one of them Sand Rock?
No, they're going Rock Hill, South Carolina, Little Rock, Arkansas, and Round Rock, Texas.
Okay, all big cities. Well, they might come to Sand Rock.
Round Rock's a pretty cool town. I've been to Little Rock and Round Rock. I've never been to Rock Hill.
I think I've driven through Round Rock.
Right outside of Austin.
Right outside of Austin. Yeah, I've driven through Round Rock. I did not spend much time there. But it's good. It's known for baseball, right?
Yeah. Nolan Ryan owned the team. I guess he still does.
He may.
Grocery store checkout dispute. We've already done this one. Yeah, I meant to tell you. We did this one with the guy that sprayed the bug spray. We did it a couple of days ago. On the people leaving. You remember?
Yeah, but we didn't have his photo.
Well, there's his photo.
So now we know what he looked like.
That's the guy that got in the dispute with the couple and ended up spraying them outside.
And there was an update to this. He's a TikToker.
You think he was doing this
on TikTok?
For influence?
100% he was. There's people who have done dumber things to try and get famous on
Well,
the
if
internet.
I'm the judge and the prosecution, I'm like, okay, you want to influence? We're going to influence. We're going to show if you're an influencer and you're spraying people with bug spray, we're going to put you in jail for a little bit.
I thought you were going to go death penalty. So Lance has dialed it back a little bit.
Yep,
I thought we were going to go death penalty.
Not going death penalty.
Yeah. Also, I didn't know, was it really bed bug and flea killer?
Yes, this is still taken from his TikTok.
Yeah. Over in the banana section, he was like, I'm going to go to the banana section to take my photo. Or did he spray the bananas?
He could have sprayed the bananas too.
That's
that would
no
be bad.
bueno. Prince George man was pulled over by police after driving a child-sized pink toy Barbie Jeep along one of the main roads in north-central British Columbia on September the 5th. Now, photos captured by several witnesses show Casper Lincoln wearing aviator sunglasses. I don't think those are aviators. Those are straight up Oakley blades.
Blenders, aren't they?
Like pit vipers.
Yeah.
Speaking to CBC News, Lincoln said he was getting ready to get a Slurpee with a friend, but, quote, got lazy, decided to borrow his roommate's child's tiny car to get around. As his friend walking beside him, quote, I never drove it before, he said while laughing. In the images, Lincoln is seen driving near the side of the road that's been closed for construction before turning onto an open side road. Then an unmarked police cruiser pulls him over. He's arrested. Some onlookers were in disbelief. Quote, "You're really arresting him for driving a kid's Jeep," asked Summer Karen, one of the people to film the man being put into handcuffs. They pulled Lincoln over after a traffic stop. In the course of talking to him, they found that he had A, suspended license, and B, was inebriated.
I could believe the inebriated part. What does his shirt say, Tyler? Can you zoom in on the shirt there in the left picture?
Let's do it the dumbest way possible.
There you go.
And then something under that.
Yeah,
it looks
I don't
like
need to
one
see
of
the
those
under it.
shirts you see at like Walmart that's got like the sarcastic, like quirky sayings on it.
Now, according to police, driving an unlicensed motorized vehicle, even one that's made for a kid, on a road meant for full-size cars, is against the law, as it should be. Now, Kyla Lee, a Vancouver-based attorney specializing in driving offenses, agreed with police, saying it is well established that toy vehicles are not allowed on the road. And you can't even drive golf carts on the road.
There are some that are street legal.
Yes.
You got to be careful on that.
Yeah.
But we've learned in trash over the years. One thing I have learned in trash is you can get a DUI driving a lawnmower. If you're out on a road.
Horse.
I think we've had one on a
Golf
horse,
cart.
haven't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Several times.
Yeah,
over
several
the
times on a
years.
horse.
Yeah.
Any conveyance.
Can you imagine if cops were patrolling said golf course on a late afternoon?
Oh, there's no telling. I mean,
if you were just pulling over golf carts?
I've seen some people that were, Dunaway, you played a lot of golf. You've seen people that are too smashed to drive a golf cart on the course. They're not on a public road. You've never seen that? Oh, boy, I've seen people that
I have
do
too.
not need to be driving a golf cart on a course.
I feel like you see it the most out on the water, though.
Boating?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is super scary.
Yeah.
That is Trash Today. Show being brought to you in part by our friends at Champy's. Champy's world famous fried chicken on 119 in Alabaster. Megan and Sterling. Sterling's the owner, man. Been there for over a decade at that same location. That chicken's brined overnight, not just in a frozen bag, pulled out and cooked up and sitting under a lamp. That's not the way they do it there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Sterling brines that chicken overnight, always cooked to order, piping hot when it comes out. You hear Tyler talk about the hand-cut chicken fingers all the time. They are huge. Perfect for a party or a tailgate. Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, just a little heat to it. That is terrific. The in-house made sides, the desserts, and a great happy hour. It's all right there at Champy's Chicken, champyschicken.com. Couple things to circle your calendar about. December 20th, if you're a college basketball fan, a pretty good day of basketball. We get Duke and Texas Tech in New York City. We're now finding out we'll get Kentucky and St. John and North Carolina and Ohio State in a doubleheader in Atlanta that same day, December 20th. Auburn plays Purdue in Indianapolis, and Arizona plays San Diego State, all on the same day. It's a pretty good Saturday of college basketball, December 20th.
Is that the first Saturday of the college football playoff, though?
Seems like it is. Yeah.
Man. I know you got to play those games on Saturdays, and you've only got so much schedule space. But, boy, I hate to play great games like that the same day as the college football playoff.
I do, too. We've also got Green Bay at Chicago and Philadelphia at the Commanders, too. What could be really good games.
I know they can't avoid.
Is the 20th a Sunday?
No, it's a Saturday. Remember, the NFL's playing that same Saturday.
Yep.
College football. Yep. See, college football has already just said, we're just going to do our playoffs. Now college basketball's putting big games against it, too. And, boy, there's only so many eyeballs to go around.
Our Grace Tree Service cleaning up dead wood of the day takes us back to yesterday. And it's brought to you by the great folks at Grace, the folks that cleaned up the 4 pines, the dead pines there at LT's house, and hauled them off. You can take care of the dead wood at your house with our friends at Gray's Tree.
Yeah, best in the business. Look, endorsed by all the golf courses around town. Also the Birmingham Zoo, no competition. Family owned and operated right here in Birmingham. Look, from the removal, the trimming, the health. People care for their lawn, care for your trees as well. Our friends at Gray's, they can help this out. Call 205-255-1239. That's 205-255-1239, or scan that QR code, or just visit graystree.com.
When they said in the Mississippi State broadcast that they'd already tore down the goalposts, I thought it looked like one of those collapsible goalposts, and it turns out it was. So our mistake, and most of sports media's mistake on Mississippi State tearing down the goalposts. It's those collapsible goalposts, and the students that were walking with the goalpost following the Arizona State students towards their locker room were actually student assistants assigned to take the goalpost off during a field rush and take it away. So misreported in the broadcast and several outlets afterwards that Mississippi State tore down the goalposts, and those were students that were taking them out to party and plant them in the town square, as one person wrote.
It still was a weird look, though, as they were walking basically shoulder to shoulder with Arizona State players leaving the field. And right next to them is a guy taking off part of the goalpost because they had just had their most – was that – and you may have mentioned this yesterday. I apologize. We do a lot of stuff on Mondays. It was their first top 25 non-conference win since 1991.
Yep. I think LT said that.
Did you say that yesterday?
Yeah.
1991. I mean, that is an incredibly long time to not have a top 25 non-conference win.
$500,000 penalty for them rushing the field there, even though they didn't tear the goalpost down. And that is distributed when it's in the league to the other school, right?
It goes to your NIL.
Yeah. Arizona State, I don't know where it goes.
You don't give it to Dillingham. I guess it goes to – the SEC used to have like a charitable arm where they would use fines. I guess that's
player scholarship funds and things like that.
I guess that's what it goes to. So Scott's showing us video here.
Here comes the goalpost.
Oh, man, that is –
yeah, I think those student assistants grew as they moved.
I was about to say, that's a lot of student assistants.
To the 40, to the 30.
Yeah, they got some help.
Yeah.
Boy, if you're Arizona State, though, and you're having to walk in your locker room right next to a goalpost, God, it's just...
Good scene over there.
That really was, man. I was so happy for State. I care, but, I wasn't going to die.
Kenny Dillingham's easy to pull against.
He is, man. He's easy to dislike. You just got to dial it back a little bit.
And your new Heisman favorite is John Mateer coming off of the weekend. You buying John Mateer in the Heisman race?
If he keeps winning games, look, the schedule is going to be brutal.
If he keeps winning games. So easy. John Mateer as a Heisman. Can you see him as a finalist?
Oh,
Forget winning it. One of the 4
Absolutely.
finalists?
He is one of the best quarterbacks in football, no doubt. So, yeah, I could definitely see it. And he's going to get more and more comfortable.
I'll tell you a guy that has put up some numbers, and you brought him up yesterday, Lance, Dante Moore. Right now at mybookie.ag, he's 4th in the odds. But Dante Moore...
Well, you heard Klatt say that Will Stein and Dan Lanning believe he is going to be the best quarterback they've had. And you look at the experience they've had from Bo Nix to Dylan Gabriel. Moore looked fantastic. Again, it was against Stoke State, but, they rolled it up 69-3.
I'm still worried about the weapons that he has around him to create plays. Malik Benson, good game against Oklahoma State.
Mekhi Hughes, though, who one of my worst guarantees ever because they really haven't. He's had 10 carries through 2 games.
Right. Yeah.
They're saying he hasn't picked up the offense. I think he's a little bit in the doghouse with Dan Lanning. Pass pro has been a problem for him. We'll see if he gets more and more carries this Saturday against Northwestern.
This Northwestern team is a team that Tulane rushed for 269 on.
Yep.
So what might Oregon do to them?
That's our show today, man. It's been a fast one. Hope you have enjoyed it. We're back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. Don't forget, Friday, we're over to Innisfree. 11 to 2 is showtime for that. 11 to 2. Excuse me. Gillettes this week. Gillettes. There you see it on the big screen there. VIP wristbands available for you there as well. It's at Gillettes right there in Tuscaloosa, getting ready for the Wisconsin weekend, 11 to 2. Thanks to our friends at Bud Light. We'll be over there. Come have a good time with us on Friday. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.